In Emma Hayes, they trusted, and so often, time and time again, she delivered. And now she's approaching her final curtain call here at Kingsmeadow, where so often she did it her way.
The beautiful stadium with the sun shining. Every game we play, we know we're the champions. You have to go after what you want. Go after it, be clear about it. I want to win. I want to win in everything I do. I've said this many times, I think this is the hardest job in the world. Everybody wants to beat us, so it don't matter the opponent. My goal has always been what I leave behind. That's what I've worked for.
12 years of blue, 364 games, 498 goals scored here at Kingsmeadow. 13 major trophies, 6 WSL titles, 5 FA Cups, 2 League Cup trophies. Whichever way you cut it, that's an incredible legacy. But she's not the only blue blood bidding farewell to Kingsmeadow. We've a super player, a record goal scorer, who at this ground will pull on the number 14 for the final time.
Fran Kirby. Forward midfielder. Chelsea.
The reigning queens of this league. Kirby! Will Chelsea continue their charge?
That's Kirby!
In by Kirby! She is untouchable.
115 goals, only one. Super Fran Kirby. She's on the bench tonight, as is Maren Mjelde, 10-time major trophy winner with Chelsea, potentially wearing the Chelsea shirt here at Kingsmeadow for the final time tonight. Chelsea then, their home, wrapping its arms around 3 of their own for one final time. Kingsmeadow, the stage, kick-off 6:45. Evening all. Did someone say title race? Yeah, there's the emotion, the sentiment of everything wrapped around this one. But there is also now just a tasty little extra factor. Izzy Christensen, Karen Carney here with me. And Karen, this is all because Manchester City lost to Arsenal. It's back on.
It is back on, isn't it? Arsenal getting that 2-1 victory earlier today. I think the substitutes made a huge difference, but Stina Blackstenius came on at the 62nd minute, and this was the equaliser that had got them back into it. It's a great instinctive goal, isn't it, Izzy?
Yeah, wonderful impact off the bench, and this is the depth that Arsenal have got. I saw the first half and I thought Manchester City was so dominant, and then on comes this piece of magic from Kim Little in the finish. Absolutely right back on, title race. It'll go right to the wire, I'm sure.
Well, this is how the table looks tonight then. Arsenal, for the moment, have moved up to second in the table. But the reason we're not showing their fixtures that remain is because they can't actually win it, even though they're second. Manchester City and Chelsea. Chelsea have those 3 matches remaining, including tonight. Manchester City just the one, but look at that goal difference. Plus 45 for Manchester City, Chelsea plus 38. Izzy, Emma Hayes said on Wednesday that was it, done. It's not.
Psychology. It certainly isn't. We did say on Wednesday night there is going to be many more twists and turns in these remaining fixtures, and today has proven exactly that. And this has teed it up really nicely for Chelsea to get themselves back in the mix. They're facing a resilient Bristol City side today, but I think if there's any team that Chelsea would want to face in the context of where things are at right now, I think it's probably Bristol City.
And you know all too well what Kingsmeadow can do to lift that team tonight. We saw them against Liverpool down on their knees, some of these Chelsea players. Seeing that result will have just lifted them up again.
Yeah, I mean, look, let's take it each game as it comes, really. Today's massive, as Izzy said, you're playing Bristol City, and it's an opportunity where this team haven't kept a clean sheet all season. Sorry to say that, but when goal difference is imperative, this is an opportunity for Chelsea to go at it and try and get the victory and keep that title race very much on, but also the goal difference. But Kingsmeadow has always felt at home to all the Chelsea players here. It's always felt like a fortress. Their record here is phenomenal. So this is the place where they want to be, and the team they probably want to be up against at this moment.
They certainly believe. We were out here when Emma Hayes came out to do her pre-match interview. They were all like, come on. Not supporting Arsenal, but there was a little bit of that extra grit.
Yeah, there's been waves of cheering that we've heard whilst preparing to come on air, and there is a real sense of anticipation around this place. It's a very intimidating place to come and play. Chelsea, like Kaz said, they've built an absolute fortress here. But that result at Manchester City today, the Arsenal win, has completely spun it on its head. And now we're looking at a Chelsea team in that change room. They'll be bouncing and they'll be ready for this, and you can feel the energy inside here. The fans want it as well. And like I said, it's going to be an exciting night for the Chelsea fans.
You just had a little look over your shoulder, as did I, and I spotted one Carly Telford over there. Come in, Carly.
Well, like I was just wandering around with this
Yeah, we just happened to find you.
Here she is.
Funny that. We're talking a lot tonight about sentiment and emotion, Carly. Emma Hayes, clearly big night for her, but what a night for Fran Kirby and Maren Mjelde, two players you know well.
Yeah.
It's their final home game at Kingsmeadow.
Yeah, and to be fair, like that feeling for everyone in the dressing room, I think when you're two players that have spent so much time here, made so many memories, we're at this ground probably when there wasn't a lot of people here, and now you're walking out and it's packed. The legacy they're leaving, what they've done for this club, but for so many young girls that are sitting around watching them as well, it's incredible. So I can't imagine what that feels like. But I know all the girls are excited for them, and obviously based on what's happened today and what's ahead of them in the next few games, like it's massive, and let's hope we give everyone a show, but also what them two deserve, which is a send-off, good send-off.
You were both having a look at some brilliant goals from Fran Kirby over the years. One of them, I think it was against Arsenal, that was your favourite, but we've seen that she can just score so many different ways.
Magic. Absolute magic is all I can describe. The probably one of the most technically gifted players we will ever see in the WSL. I absolutely love the way that she plays, the way the intricate detail of her game, the way she uses every single surface of her foot to pass the ball, to shoot, to score. The guidance on the ball that she's just unbelievable. And like Carly said, I'm sure it'll be, if she comes off the bench tonight, which I'm sure she will, it's going to be quite emotional, I'm sure.
CT, I hate to ask you, but as a goalkeeper, what was she like?
A nightmare. But I tell you what, the best thing was like I loved learning from her, because I was like, if I've got a chance against her, I've got a chance against anyone. But also, like, she was really receptive to how we worked as goalkeepers. She was always kind of asking, like, okay, if I saved it, like, what were you looking at? Were you looking at my hands, my eyes? Sorry, not my hands. Her feet, her eyes, her body positioning. So she always wanted to learn, which is what I loved about her. Like, no matter how good she was, how many records she broke, she wanted to be better, and I think that just set her apart from the rest.
What was her best finish, do you think?
Probably training. Her best attribute, I think, was probably like it's her teamwork. Like her, if you watch like all her goals, it's her movement off the ball. Like she'll get it, she'll give it, but it's her next movement. And her finishing's unbelievable. We all know that, but it's her work rate and her seeing the game in a different way. I don't think many others do, which makes her so special. Like, and that's why we've been gifted with so many amazing goals from her.
It's funny how these things work. Kingsmeadow, first match, Fran and Maren Mjelde both scored against Bristol City in that one. For Maren, is she one of those players, I think Emma Hayes has talked about, we don't talk enough about how good she is?
You know what it is? So when I joined from Notts County, Maren was my pivot in a back three. And basically playing for Notts County, you don't have a lot of the ball, not a very possession-based team, we weren't. So coming and playing with someone like her who just ran the game, I was like, one, who is she? And two, she's incredible. She was just a leader from the start. You know what it's like, Kaz? Like that spring series was just, she'd set the tempo, through balls, her defending, her reading of the game. And she's just such a nice girl, like always put the team first in whatever she did. And I'm sure today, whether she gets on or not, I hope she does, she'll always put the team first. And she's just an unbelievably talented and, like you say, kind of went under the radar player.
Where do you think her best position was? Because she's obviously been really versatile for Chelsea, but where do you think she felt
that
more?
Sweeper role. I think that sweeper role was just made for her. Because on the ball,
why was that?
You give her time, like she will find anything. She'll draw you in, she'll slip you through, she'll play a long ball, she could hit a diag. We'd play around different forwards of the game, and she could just see it different, but she'd also lead the line. So she was always watching, could always, and her pace probably before she got injured, that really bad injury, was second to none. But she didn't have her pace, I'll tell you what, she just read the game so well. So I just think that was just set her apart. She was so good.
What's she like around the training ground? With the young players, the culture of the club, she's a pillar of the team, right?
True professional.
Yeah.
Typical true professional, and that's what I loved about her. Seeing her get hurt in that game and then what she went through and being maybe told that she'll never play again, let's just hope you can walk again, and then coming back and delivering herself the way she did, but never kind of came with a bad attitude or woe is me, was always still around the team and helping the team, and I was just like, that's the one you want to work for and kind of want back on the pitch with you alongside, and whether she's on the pitch, off the pitch, in the stand, her attitude never changes, and everyone needs people like that in their dressing room. So very blessed and very lucky to share a changing room with the two of them. So yeah, I wish them both well today and whatever's next for them.
Well, before you go, we've got some highlights of them scoring against you in training.
Oh,
no,
great.
we don't.
Wow.
No, we don't.
How long have we got?
I was going to say, and the game's done.
We're going to let Carly go. It's not just the fans paying tribute tonight. We've got players past and present taking their word for it about Emma Hayes.
I think it also helped that Emma was in the United States for a long time as a manager, because there it's pretty normal to have children during their careers and bringing nannies to the club and to the games, and I think she got used to it when she was there, and now she had her own child and she knows what's important and what support you need. So yeah, it's really nice having her as a manager.
I don't think you can put into words how much she's really done. It's all credit to her, and it's absolutely inspiring for the younger generation to come through and have people like her to look up as role models, and I'll be forever grateful for what she's done for me and my career in such a short space of time, but it will definitely be remembered, and I wish her all the best at USA, apart from when she plays England.
She's almost become like my big sister that looks after you but also tells you when you need telling if you step out of line. She's guided me, she's helped me. I've been happy, sad, emotional, angry, all of those with her, and yeah, she's certainly developed me in a way that people just really wouldn't understand.
Emma Hayes, a mentor to the outgoing Aston Villa boss, Carla Ward. Tonight, though, all about the present, not the future, as Chelsea take on Bristol City. Kick-off, 6:45. And it's the first of 3 more matches then for Emma Hayes. No 150th start tonight for Frank Kirby. She's on the bench, one of 6 changes from that Liverpool defeat, including Musovic for Hampton in goal. As for the visitors, Bristol City, Lauren Smith makes 4 changes. Bentley back in goal, and Powell, Strutt and Jones are in after that defeat to Manchester City. The long goodbye nearly run then for Emma Hayes. Ahead of this one, she's been speaking to Lindsay Hooper.
Emma, you knew this day was going to come, your final match at Kings Meadow. How are you feeling about it all and the occasion?
A little bit anxious, I think, but maybe that's because I didn't put enough estrogen on this morning. I'm in menopause and I didn't get that right this morning. But yeah, of course it's emotional, but I've got to do my best to make sure I put that at bay until the end of the game, and because thinking about my life here with these fans and the journey I've had at Kings Meadow, I'd like to think that it's not the end, it's just merely a goodbye and I'll see you soon.
Beautiful programme as well today, and of course it's also about business being done. You'll have seen the result earlier, Manchester City being beaten by Arsenal, and that means that the door's a bit more open than you thought it was going to be.
Well, it don't matter what I say, you're going to turn the narrative into something else, so it's probably best to say nothing about it and say I'm looking forward to just playing in front of our fans today.
And in terms of the 6 changes that you've made, is that about rotation? Is it about giving some opportunities? What were the other thoughts behind it?
I made the decision yesterday. It's not results, outcome based on today's game. I made that choice yesterday. These players deserve a game, and I'm looking forward to seeing them today.
Is it important not to force it today? Because I think goal difference is also coming into play.
Just carry out the game plan. It's about winning a game of football and make sure we get that right. We've been on the back of losing streaks, so we need to break that. But being process driven, you have to just do that and enjoy it. We're playing in front of a great fan base that have really looked after us over a long time. So enjoy it, celebrate those moments. It's a privilege to be in this place, and I want the players to do that.
It's also an opportunity for a farewell for Maren Melder and Frank Kirby as well, which was the big news that came out this week. It feels like every week there is something at the moment, but it's a nice opportunity for the home fans to be able to say goodbye.
Yeah, 2 legends. Club's record top goal scorer, and Maren Melder has, provided me at least with my favourite memories at Chelsea, at least away at PSG and her penalties against Lyon. They don't make them like this anymore, and these are 2 unbelievable professionals that deserve everything they get from the crowd today. They're Chelsea legends.
enjoy the send-off. I think it's going to be a noisy one.
I hope so. I want to make sure that's, that if nothing else, we give the team a good send-off from Kingsmeadow and hope everybody enjoys the day.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you.
Whatever the arguments about the future potential at Stamford Bridge, they have made this the proverbial fortress, Izzy. Tight on the pitch, the noise packed out from the fans. You can see why they win.
Yeah, absolutely. They've built this place into a really, really difficult place to come and visit. It's hard enough playing Chelsea as it is, without the proximity of the fans to the pitch, the atmosphere that's generated. And what I love about this is that this place is that they've actually outgrown it now. The appetite there for people to keep coming back and watching this team play. And the team that Emma Hayes puts out week in, week out delivers always. They play such exciting football. They've got world-class players on display, and that's really helped them build this place into what it is today.
It says we stand by Emma Hayes. Every one of these stands has got a huge sign in it about Emma Hayes and her legacy, Karen. But the minute you walked into Kingsmeadow, it felt like something shifted. As Chelsea players, you could see them grow in here.
Yeah, like I said, I think to you off air, it felt like home immediately when you came here, and I know they did a lot of effort into making it feel like that, making the changing room, the seating, everything, so it made it feel like Chelsea's home, Chelsea women's home, and the pitch and everything, they drove that, and you saw from the stats there, they've only lost 4 times here because they made it feel like it was your home. When it's your home, you're happiest, you play your best football, and then it's awful for people to come here and try and get a result.
Ominous for Bristol City tonight, but we'll talk more about them in just a moment. Looking at those players now doing their warm-ups ahead of this one, we know that Emma Hayes has also crafted some players here, the likes of Millie Bright, just showing her real quality and coming through.
Yeah, I think it's always the sign of a good coach is how you develop players from what they are as players and people when they arrive at a football club and what they turn into. And we're looking at Millie Bright here. She's a player who's the epitome of that. She's, as you guys say at Chelsea, proper Chelsea. Is that right, Kaz? Proper Chelsea?
Proper Chelsea.
She seems like she is the epitome of proper Chelsea. And I'm looking at Erin Cuthbert as well, a player who arrived at the club. She didn't play much in the first season, and then Emma Hayes has moulded her into this absolutely incredible, industrious midfielder. She can do everything, and she's been a pillar in this Chelsea team.
So important as well when we look ahead to next year and where it takes them, but for the immediate future too. Now they're back in this title for these last 3 games, to have Millie Bright back there too.
Well, I said the other day, in terms of your leadership and your experienced player and running in the title race, you want someone like Millie Bright. She's the heart and soul of this team. And she's missed majority of the season. They've done remarkably well without her, because for me she's irreplaceable. And you want her here today, and she's going to be up here, and it'll probably be emotional for Millie as well, because she's got a strong connection with Emma Hayes. But this is back to business now, and you need to be on it, because Chelsea are very much in this hunt. They need the win today, and if they can win with a good goal difference, they are very much back in it.
And switching off from those 4 defeats in 6 that they've had, how do they shift that momentum round?
Well, the feeling of those players on Wednesday night after the game would have been horrible. The bus journey home would have been even worse. But after that result today, you've got a completely different dynamic. The players, you can just tell when they came out, there's a spring in their step, there's an element of focus in their eyes, and you can just see this is going to go right to the very end. And it couldn't have been a more perfect result for Chelsea today to tee it right up. They've just got to go and do the business.
Yeah, for those that are just joining us, Manchester City lost 2-1 to Arsenal today, which means we're all back down. If everything goes the way potentially it could, everyone wins, come down to that final day. But that's the importance, and Emma Hayes stressed that about not getting ahead, about doing one game at a time. It's come out early in the talk tonight, but that is so important. Does that help players too?
Yeah, I mean, the result massively has helped the players, and you have to channel in, Caroline, because you've seen what happened the other day. They very much need to be focused on it. They need to get the goal difference, but more importantly, the win here today, keep that race on.
We were chatting to Peen, who's doing the commentary today, and she was saying about her cab driver on the way. He's saying, "Oh, you're off to Kingsmeadow, love Chelsea women." And actually, that's what it's done. When you were walking here 3-4 hours before, there were Chelsea fans walking up and down with Cuthbert on their back, with Bright on the back. That has shifted as a result of being here and the results here, right?
Yeah, and then the proof in the Champions League sellout at Stamford Bridge a couple of weeks ago. Absolutely incredible from everybody at the club. That's not easy to do that. There is an appetite there because it's the Champions League. But that's generated by this place, by the fans, the appetite. I was speaking to somebody in the reception earlier that works for the club, And she said there is not a single seat that's left for sale tonight. And she said we're going to have to turn people away at the gates because people come in late to the game expecting there to be a few spare seats they can buy a ticket on the day. She said none of that today. It's absolutely sold out, and you can really feel it and see it. It's going to be an incredible game.
How did you get in?
With my accreditation, actually.
Is it important as well that the club haven't spoken about what happens next in terms of the new manager here? It offers respect, of course, to Emma Hayes. We know there's been talk elsewhere about who's coming in, but it's just about finishing this season.
100%, and it's very easy in football to be distracted, but the best ones don't get distracted. And Emma Hayes has done that. She's done that very prominently over recent weeks. She's back in the title race. She's right back in it, and she's done that by being so focused.
I was just distracted by that mosquito that's just landed on your head. Don't worry, I'll get it. Whilst I do that, let's hear from Lauren Smith, the Bristol City boss.
Lauren, you've come here to Kings Meadow for the big farewell for Emma Hayes, for a couple of Chelsea players as well, but are you going to want to have your say today?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's been a big day in the WSL for the top end of the table, so obviously that changes things for our opponents today, but nothing's changed for us. We want to make sure that we come here, give a good account of ourselves and try and go out with a bang.
You've made 4 changes to your starting 11. Are any of those in force? Because I noticed a couple of players aren't in the squad.
Yeah, Naomi Lazelle has unfortunately caught an injury this week, so is unavailable. So there's been some shifts in the lineup because of that.
How much have you stressed to your players the importance of ending the season on a high? I know you've got tough opposition, but it will be important to you.
Absolutely. I think what we keep hearing is how we've competed really well and how we should be so proud, and I think that is all true, but we don't want to give that up now. So I think equally everybody wants to go to the final day and make sure that that's how we're still remembered as well for this season.
I was listening to a podcast with Lauren Smith on Up Front this week, and she was talking about just how they're showing now what they can do next season, Karen, keeping that continuity. So what do they need to show in this match to take forward?
I'm going to be brutally honest, try and stay in the game as long as possible. When you haven't kept a clean sheet all season, is to try and stay in the game as long as possible, but they're under no pressure. I mean, they could come here, the pressure is all on Chelsea. They know where they are next season. They've got the youngest average age starting 11, and they've just got to go out. And I know Bristol City won't be pleased with me saying this, but there might be some players in there that are saying, if I put a good performance here today, maybe I'll nick a move and keep myself in the WSL. And those that are remaining, they'll be better for the experience to try and bounce back next season. But she's experienced a lot more as well, Lauren Smith, because she's a young manager, and they've tried to play their way this season, and credit to them, but unfortunately they know where they're going to end up next season.
I just had a chat with Lauren Smith actually. She said to me basically that they could have dropped off teams, parked the bus essentially, and played on the counter-attack, but she said, what my players going to learn from that? Mentally absorbing pressure week in, week out in a back five, you're dropping really deep, you don't have much of the ball. She said, if we go down with a fight, playing the way that I want to play. And I admire that a lot.
What they're going to do, what did she say? What are they going to do today, is it? Did she tell you?
She said exactly the same approach as Manchester City, which makes a lot of sense because they expect Chelsea to dominate the ball.
It's good insight.
Yeah, it's too late to tell Emma she's gone now.
One of the players that's key, just briefly for them, is Amelie Testrup. We know that she had an injury in the last match. She's playing this one tonight. We're not entirely sure how long she'll last it, but so key for them to try and break Chelsea down.
Yeah, she's that threat on the counter. She scores goals. Is it 9 goals this season? She's been a bright spark, and I think she is in that ilk of player that Kaz was referring to, that's got WSL qualities. I'm looking at Fionn Morgan as well. Been super impressed with her across the course of the season. Always been a big fan of Carrie Jones. I think she's got terrific ability on the ball. So there are players there who can play. Jamie Lee Napier, she can play, Scottish international. So there are players that can play, and they've played some wonderful football this season, and for their striker to have scored 9 goals in the season that they've had is quite impressive.
All right, tonight then it's about the 12th player. For so long, Kings Meadow has been that for Chelsea and guided them on to victory after victory. Can they get another all-important one tonight?
Fran Kirby, forward midfielder, Chelsea.
The reigning queens of this league. Kirby! Well, Chelsea continue their charge.
That's Kirby!
In by Kirby! She is untouchable.
Says it there, 15 titles, 115 goals. Thank you, Fran. That number 14, which meant so much to her as a number, to wear it here at Chelsea. It's such an emotional video watching her this week say goodbye. It'd be easy to get swept up in Emma Hayes' final game at Kings Meadow, but Marielda, Fran Kirby, two real key players in the legacy of this club.
100%, two incredible professionals. We heard Carly Telford speaking about them earlier, a bit of insight into what they've been like at the club over the years. Playing against Fran Kirby, incredibly difficult task. Playing with her, an absolute joy. Played with her at England, and I honestly just want to find her.
I want those glasses. Did you see them?
Well, I thought she was going to say it's an incredibly difficult task to see through those glasses, the Super Fran ones.
I didn't see them.
See if we can find them for you. Right, we were saying about, the goodbyes tonight, important, but the more important thing now is this race for the title. At the moment, Arsenal are second, and that's as a result of beating Manchester City earlier on today. Manchester City, just the one match remaining. They'll be at Villa Park against Aston Villa, final weekend of the season. We'll give you great coverage across that final day. Chelsea have Bristol City tonight, then Spurs, then Manchester United. I mean, we could try and work it out. The other factor in that there, Karen, is that Tottenham and Manchester United will have played in the FA Cup final this weekend before they play Chelsea. There's that. We wonder whether Manchester United today potentially change some of their forward line ahead of that match. I mean, who knows? That's at Old Trafford. You could throw anything at this. Brilliant.
What we know is that Chelsea have got to win big though, haven't they, Caroline?
Thank you for simplifying it.
Sorry, it is one game at a time, and that is no disrespect to Bristol, but if Chelsea want to win the title, they've got to win today and win big.
We know, though, that Bristol City can do the old close-up, and it just takes one, they're unlocked. And what has tended to happen is there's then rapid fire and they fall apart.
Yeah, Kaz said earlier, staying the game, integral, but they kept Manchester City at bay for half a game last weekend, and they did a terrific job of that. They've got that in their locker. The way that Chelsea plays very, very different to Manchester City. They're much more direct. They can suffocate you, and Emma Hayes needs to get that message into her players very quickly. I'm sure she already has in that dressing room. You have to suffocate Bristol. You have to make them feel like they're not in a game at any single point, because they've got to get that goal difference up, because it probably will go down to the wire on goal difference.
And then you've just got to not start thinking about how many goals we've got to score and that process that we've heard so many times. However, we've heard that from Gareth Taylor previously for Manchester City. Just keep the process going. And yet today that failed for them against Arsenal in a way. Just score the goals.
I know, but you have to credit Arsenal, making really good substitutions, playing to their strength, going a bit more direct, and putting Stina Blackstenius aside and come up with the goods. But, this is very much now a title race, and we're at here to today's game, and it is about Chelsea, like I said, winning the game first and foremost, but trying to get as many goals as possible. But it's also about some incredible humans and maybe their last appearance here.
Those cheers for Marielda and Fran Kirby as they make their way out onto the pitch. They're on the bench for this one, hoping to see them. Fran Kirby, such a legend of this club as well, seeing those two players come out. That's the Chelsea of now and of the past. But Aggie Beever-Jones, I know someone that has just been brilliant and lit up this stage. She's now the real future for Chelsea, and a chance again for her tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been exceptional. I mean, after Wednesday night's defeat to Liverpool, we're thinking about the positives for Chelsea this season. And you're going, Aggie Beever-Jones is a bright light in this Chelsea side. The way that she's come in, her goal contributions, her attitude, she's a breath of fresh air. She leads the line for Chelsea tonight. Look at the list of strikers Chelsea got in their squad.
I'm just going to interrupt you because the noise now is for Emma Hayes walking out onto the pitch with her son. What a moment. I remember the very first moment she brought him to a game. He tried to nick our microphones off us and have a word too. Look how he's grown in just that short space of time.
He's going to do better with us than a microphone if his mum's Emma Hayes, I'll tell you that.
That's the moment she wanted, just the cheers there and the noise around Kings Meadow as well. She's embraced that and said how important this has been to the legacy that she's created. Sell out Kings Meadow, make that noise happen time and time again. And we've said it so many times already tonight, and this will help. They need those fans tonight.
Yeah, they do. They've been making the noise for the last couple of hours. The atmosphere's been building here at Kings Meadow. It's been really fun to be a part of. The DJ again done an exceptional job. I wonder if it's the same DJ that treated us to that fantastic set at Stamford Bridge.
And my dance moves as well.
And we haven't seen them yet tonight, Cass. Are you leaving them for post-match?
Maybe.
I mean, do it now if you want. She talks about being anxious as well, Emma Hayes. I mean, that's understandable too, with knowing how much it is. And we could inflate this. This isn't the final game of the season, but just how much that now means again tonight.
Yeah, look, it feels emotional here, doesn't it? But at the end of the day, that person there is also all about business as well. She's got to combat both of them today, but they need a win, and like I keep reiterating, need a big win as well, and she'll know that more than anyone tonight. So it is difficult to balance her feelings, but also business as usual.
Business as usual. That's kind of what Bristol City have got to do too.
They do, and Bristol City, who knows how they're going to turn up tonight, because the pressure's completely off them. Their fate's decided. It's over to them.
Sentiment, emotion guiding you through this. Someone who knows about leaving a mark on the WSL. The first goal scorer, ironically against Chelsea, Gilly Flaherty, alongside Peen Mullenstein.
Thank you very much, Caroline. Good evening, everyone. Well, Chelsea can reinvigorate their title hopes with a victory tonight after Manchester City dropped points against Arsenal in the earlier kick-off. An occasion this then that was already big but now means so much more as Kings Meadow bids a final farewell to 3 Chelsea legends. This is Emma Hayes' 174th and final home game in charge of Chelsea before she leaves the club at the end of the season to take up the role as USA head coach. Frank Kirby and Maren Mjelde also announced their departures earlier this week as well. And so tonight, a chance to close their Chelsea chapters on a high. But focus now on this huge game in the title race as Chelsea look to take advantage against the recently relegated Bristol City. Well, let's get you to the team news then, starting with Chelsea as Emma Hayes makes 6 changes from their defeat to Liverpool during the week. Well, it's Musovic who makes her first WSL start since November. Hannah Hampton then drops to the bench. There are 2 changes in defence for Chelsea too, as Natalie Bjorn is fit to start after returning from injury in the last game. Ev Perisset also returns. Sophie Ingle makes just her second league start of the calendar year. She's in a midfield alongside Erin Cuthbert and Shuka Nusken. Maika Hermano scored in her only league start in April and is trusted in the attack again today, while Guru Wrighton we expect will start on the left with Aggie Beaver-Jones to lead the line. But Lauren James still hasn't recovered from the injury to make the squad, while Frank Kirby and Maren Mjelde, who of course both announced their departures from the club earlier on in the week, are among the substitutes. As for Bristol City then, it's 4 changes made by Lauren Smith since their relegation was sealed against Manchester City last week. And in goal, it's Fran Bentley who returns to the starting 11. She is helped by a changed defence that sees Ella Powell back in after being named as an unused substitute for the last 2 games. Seela Struck replaces Brooke Aspin, who is ineligible to play against her parent club. Well, Carrie Jones is fit enough to start after fully recovering from her ankle injury. Fionn Morgan has played in every league game this season. Emily Testrup, who suffered a knock against Man City, is OK to start today and leads the Bristol City attack. Well, Shea Inez is dropped to the bench, but there is also no Rachel Furness, who is not involved in the squad today. Well, it has been an emotional couple of weeks, and this certainly will be an emotional night as well for Emma Hayes as she bids farewell to Kings Meadow, this her final home game in charge of Chelsea. But Gilly, you want to focus on a player who's certainly been impressing this season, Aggie Beaver-Jones.
Yeah, it's obviously her best scoring season of her career. Obviously, we see Emma's praise for her after the Liverpool game as well, saying about she should be getting an England senior call-up, she could be leading the line, and it's a great opportunity for her tonight, especially down the middle. But she scored on all 4 of her WSL starts this season, so I know she'll be hoping to make it the 5th one as well. But she's been an outlet and a threat for him. And then obviously for Bristol, it's about Fionn Morgan, she's played in all of the 20 WSL games this season, 17 stars. She's been consistent for him. She'll be an outlet, and defensively as well, she's got a big job on the right-hand side.
Well, there is the Bristol City head coach as well, Lauren Smith. Their side, of course, already relegated. That fate was sealed last week when they were beaten by Manchester City on home soil. But the final checks. And before we get underway, the players take the knee. Well, here we go then. Chelsea know exactly what they need to do. And following Manchester City's defeat to Arsenal earlier on today, this title race, Gilly, has been blown wide open once again.
I know it was all mind games, wasn't it, in midweek after the Liverpool game, and then obviously Man City can't get the job done today. Arsenal have done Chelsea a bit of a favour, but now it's Chelsea having to make sure they do the business tonight and they get the result they need and try and get as many goals as they possibly can too.
And here's Millie Bright. Now to Bjorn, and that's out Charles. Bjorn again. To Luskin, and finds Millie Bright again. There's the captain's armband. Perisset over to Hermano. And her last start was back in April against Aston Villa. She scored in that game her first Chelsea goal. Were you surprised that Emma Hayes had made so many changes, 6 changes today after that defeat against Liverpool in midweek?
Not really, no, because I think today will be a chance for Chelsea to...
And here is Beaver Jones. Back out to Hermano. Now Perisset. Finds Ingle. Hermano again. Trying to get away from Powell. That's the cross in, but it was comfortable in the end for Bentley.
Just going back to that point there, Pien, I think, you know, they were tired midweek against Liverpool. They looked tired, they played a lot of minutes. And I think this is a great chance for players to come in, a bit more freshness, because you can't afford to have tired legs in this game and have another repeat of the midweek game against Liverpool.
Luskin doing really well to hold on to it, and now Hermano finds Perisset. Hermano again, and couldn't quite find the target.
Good introduction as well for Hermano. She's been involved in his first couple of minutes or so. Out on his right-hand side here, you can see what she's going to do. She's going to play it to Perisset. Bristol just completely switch off, and you'd probably think it'd be better for her to go over her right foot there, not her left foot, because of the angle that she's at. Right foot, come across the goal. She's too far outside of the goal there, but it's a great start for Chelsea.
Just watched out by Jasmine Bull. How will these Bristol City players be feeling, and what will their aims be for these last 2 games as well, because they already know that their fate has been sealed. They are relegated. What will they be feeling like now for these last 2 games?
Probably the pressure will be off a little bit, because they know that it's happened, but it's just now making a good account of yourselves in the last 2 games, and then obviously then the focus then turns to next season, and hopefully for them pushing back straight back up to the WSL.
Hermano trying to win the battle against Powell. Well, this time it's Cuthbert who turns to get it across. Well, it just went behind Guru Wrighton, who couldn't reach it. It flashed across the face of goal. And a strong start by the home side, Chelsea.
I think what you're seeing with Chelsea, though, listen, they'll know about the result from Man City and Arsenal today. They're hungry. They know that this is a game where not only can they get a result and get the 3 points, but it's a great opportunity for them to get the goals that they need, to not let it come down to goal difference, or to put them in better stead if it does come down to it. So you can see that from the start. Front foot, they're hungry, and they're really pushing Bristol.
Well, a couple of well-known faces in the crowd as well. You can pick out a few of them there. Sam Kerr and Lauren James, still not involved through injury. And they have got a big long list of injuries as well, Chelsea. Of course, they weren't going to miss a home game like this, though, especially when it's a chance to bid farewell to Emma Hayes and a couple of other Chelsea legends too. And the players go down, and it's a penalty for Chelsea.
I did initially think there that the ball to Charles on the overlap from Guru Wrighton was too short. You know, it wasn't in front of her enough. But then, yeah, she doesn't stop the run. The defender comes out, doesn't stop her run either. I mean, questions, is it on the very edge of the box? But obviously referees give it as a pen.
Well, Jazz Ball, who made the foul, and it's Guru Wrighton who will take this very early opportunity for Chelsea. Not even 5 minutes on the clock yet. and Chelsea have a chance to take the lead. It's Wrighton, and she squeezed it past from Bentley, and Chelsea have the early lead in a game that they know they have to win to keep this title race alive.
The keeper goes the right way, but yeah, there's just too much on it from Guru Wrighton. It's right in the corner as well. But you see this, when she does score, straight away she runs to get the ball, runs back, puts on the centre circle, she goes to the fans and she's doing her arms as well to say let's go. But I mean, questions, is it on the outside of the box, is it on the edge? But obviously referee gives it, there's no VAR for the referee to see or slow it down. But you see the urgency from Guru Wrighton then, they want more.
Well, her last 3 goals now have been penalties, and this is what it means. They are edging ever closer to Manchester City. Of course, Chelsea still have that game in hand as well. They've got some catching up to do. But they know, especially that Manchester City had dropped points earlier on today, it feels like there is a new energy now in this Chelsea side, because even when Emma Hayes arrived here, she was already feeling very positive, and she had rolled her window down, she was speaking to the fans. The fans, of course, are very excited about it as well. So it definitely feels like they're right back in it.
Yeah, most definitely, and that's what I said. I think the Arsenal have helped Chelsea out, which doesn't happen often, and doesn't really, Chelsea will be buzzing about it. But yeah, I think it is. I think if City had won today, it could be a different atmosphere. It could be more just about the goodbyes and knowing that probably the chance of the title were dead and buried. But sometimes you just need that luck as well. You just need that luck from another team, another result, to really give you that motivation and energy, which is what we're seeing so far.
Powell trying to clear it away from Hermano. Well, they certainly have been strong when they have scored first, Chelsea, but of course you've seen what happened against Liverpool when Liverpool were able to get that victory, come from behind and get the 3 points, which is, after that game, Emma Hayes said they were out of the title race. Well, look how different it is now.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching it at home and I was gasping at Azelia. I was like, oh, another goal, another goal. But that's what you want from the WSL as well. You want that excitement. A midweek game a couple of years ago, Liverpool-Chelsea would have been a bit of a bore, but it wasn't. It was great.
Wrighton with the cross and played away by Connolly. Forward, and it was well intercepted by Perisset to win it back for Chelsea. And the first league start as well for Musovic, her first one since November. She had been playing in a lot of cup competitions. Her last 7 appearances actually for Chelsea were all in cup competitions, but she's been trusted in goal for Chelsea today. Hannah Hampton on the bench.
Yeah, I think, listen, Chelsea have obviously not won as many games recently. They've on a bit of a bad run. Obviously, they conceded a few goals as well, and it's always good to freshen it up, you know, and keep players on their toes. But Emma's not afraid of change.
Oh, that was a brilliant pass there from Bright, looking to find Beaver Jones, but just ran out of space at the end.
Yeah, it's a great little knock over the top from Millie Bright. She sees the space. Aggie Beaver Jones has a great little bend run in between. You can question whether she's offside there. Just takes that second bounce there, which ends up spinning it out.
Here's Ingle. Picked up here by Carrie Jones. Out to Jamie Lee Napier. Napier again, looking for Jones. What a chance, and Testrup was right there. Well, stopped from close range by Musovic. But what an opportunity for Bristol City to try and get level.
It's a huge opportunity, and one that Bristol really should have put away, but here, obviously, Napier's in so much space. Minnie has to come out and engage with her, and it's just that third player run there. Ingle completely switches off and allows her to run on. And they don't end up putting it away, but it's a dangerous break from Bristol. And this is what Chelsea can't afford to do. They can't afford to allow Bristol to stay in the game. If they get that chance and put it away, you're looking at 1-1.
Powell. Well, the first real involvement in the game for Musovic, and she had to make sure she was well aware of the threat that Bristol City had going forward.
Yeah, I mean, she does well because she watches it all the way. Obviously, Jones there's a good stop. It's one of them ones as well where he's bouncing down and you can't really connect with it, but she does it well on the initial stop.
And she is one of the 6 changes made by Emma Hayes this afternoon. Well, this evening, it feels like an afternoon because it's still so bright.
It's nearly bedtime, I think.
Another Chelsea corner. Oh, that was going all the way through and just knocked out wide.
Yeah, Niskin there with a header. I mean, she seems pretty easy to have there. Millie makes a run late from the back post, and I think sort of puts off players in and around her as well. Doesn't seem really get the connection that she wants.
Well, it's been a really strong start by Chelsea, as you can see, especially in the Bristol City half. They've been so dominant in the opening 10 minutes, Gilly.
Yeah, they have been, and obviously it's reflected by them winning the penalty. You know, and they've obviously had a bit of opportunity down this right-hand side as well on our side, but possession, you have to put them away, you have to put the chances away when you create them and make sure that even if you've got 8% in Chelsea's half, that they don't end up getting punished.
Put away by Struck. Here's Jones, taken away though by Cuthbert. And still Cuthbert goes on for Chelsea. Finds Guru-Wrighton, looking to find Beaver Jones, but it was well taken away this time by Emily Syme.
I think you can hear the crowd as well. As soon as Chelsea get forward, there's a big roar. You know, and that's what they're going to need tonight. Every opportunity they get, they're going to need.
Cuthbert lifted it in and the header away. I think he just got a final touch there by Powell. Chelsea do have a very strong record against Bristol City. They've won the last 6 games. They've scored 33 goals and they've conceded just 1 goal. And we'll be hoping for much more of the same today. Of course, they'll be hoping for the goal difference, especially when you look at it. If it does go all the way to the end of the season, that might be what will win the title for either Chelsea or Manchester City. And here is Beaver Jones, lifted it in. Out to Cuthbert. Still Cuthbert, finds Hamano. Well, the flag was up, which stopped that Chelsea attack.
The thing is as well, you don't want to sound disrespectful to Bristol City, but you know, like, obviously playing the game myself, there will be teams that are highlighted in the sense of, right, this is a great opportunity for us to get a decent amount of goals. And I think, look, listen, Lauren Smith, she was one of my tutors on my UEFA B licence with the Welsh FA. She's a great manager, and she's been given the support at Bristol to really build something for them.
Well, here is Jamie Lee Napier, who tried to get the better of Millie Bright there. They put it out to safety. Throw for Bristol City. She's just looking for the options at the moment. Back to Napier and picked up here by Hamano. And Powell doing well to try and win the battle against Hamano. Another free kick.
Yeah, really good work there from Powell, using her body, you know, to win. Bristol, a great free kick in a dangerous position as well. It's an opportunity. They'd have seen the game against Liverpool. It's a great opportunity to put the ball into the box. Cause a little bit of confusion for Chelsea.
Plenty of options available, and The captain, Megan Connolly, making herself available as well. Fionn Morgan with the delivery. Back out to Jones. Wasn't able to strike it quite as cleanly as she would have liked.
I've been there many a times. You get a little bit excited on the edge of the box, trying to do a little side volley. Yeah, just doesn't get over it enough, Jones.
Here's Hamano, fires it across, and it will be Guru Wrighton to chase it down to make sure it stays in. Charles is the option. Ingle. Hamano again to head it back into, she's looking for a couple of her teammates. There's Cuthbert.
I think that's what Chelsea do so well, though, is those third player runs. You see the run from Charles. You know, those players, whether it be Nuskin, Wright, and whoever, it's the third player runs that the teams really find hard to defend against.
Gamona looking for Perisset. Perisset, Hamano, back to Beaver Jones. Chelsea on the attack again, Beaver Jones, this is brilliant! Just couldn't direct her strike on target. But the chances have been relentless for Chelsea so far.
Yeah, it's another great opportunity as well here. Poor defending really from Bristol. No one picks up Aggie Beaver Jones at all, and she has a great little step over. You think she's going to go on her right, she cuts back in on her left. You see it here, there. You see what she's trying to do. She's trying to bend it into the far corner, but just doesn't wrap around it enough. But it's poor defending from Bristol, not picking her up and allowing her the time and space to turn and run at them.
Wrighton doing well to get it, and Hamano to cut it across. Well, that's how quickly that Chelsea can really cause problems.
You see Guru Wrighton, she's all over it tonight. See the battle here. I thought Hamano was going to have the shot herself, to be fair. So I think Guru Wrighton doesn't really carry on her run, and then realises as it comes across, I'm going to try and get there.
Beaver Jones trying to get away from Sillestrup, who was blocking the way through. Maren Mielda, who was out warming up, of course, earlier on in the week announced her departure from Chelsea Football Club, and you can see the crowd cheering her on as well as she's going through a warm-up. Here's Cuthbert. Space for Hamano. Taken away this time by Napier.
Yeah, Napier does well to track Erin Cuthbert's run. That's what we're saying when the ball's passed out to Hamano. Erin Cuthbert's carrying on that run. Bristol have to track him.
Corner for Chelsea. Morgan trying to clear it away. Out to Ingle. Morgan. This time up against Cuthbert.
Good strength there between them. Good battle between them two as well. But Morgan able to bring Bristol up a little bit further up the pitch as well, showing good strength.
Beaver-Jones was just pushed and the referee spotted it very quickly.
Yeah, strong defending then from Struck, you know, get tight to back Aggie Beaver-Jones, don't allow her to turn. Probably rather her win the free kick further up there though, rather than Aggie Beaver-Jones causing problems higher up the pitch.
Parise out to Ingle. Finds Parise again. And she spotted the space for Charles on the left-hand side. Now Guru Wrighton. The cross is a good one, and Beaver-Jones was ready and waiting, but grasped quickly by Bentley.
Having time this season as well, we've seen Guru Wrighton and Neve Charles link up on that left-hand side. Great delivery into the box. Aggie Beaver-Jones just comes round the back. I'm not too sure how much she can see of it though. So yeah, it comes off really off her neck area really. She doesn't really get much of a connection.
Back to Bentley. Moved forward by Charles, looking for Wrighton, whose penalty is so far the difference in the game. Cross is there, and it just got away from both Beaver-Jones and Romano.
Yeah, really important touch there as well. You can see the runners coming in at the back post. Has to get a connection there. Again, same link-up play on that left-hand side. Yeah, really important touch.
Guru Wrighton is tasked with taking another corner for Chelsea. And hope to make the most of it. And Brighton had just skimmed past it. And it was congested, and eventually they got the important touch. I think it came off Nuskin. And Chelsea have got the second goal. Bristol City couldn't clear it. How important that could be for them.
Yeah, there's several opportunities as well in regards to set pieces, corners. They just don't deal with it, Bristol. You've got 4 or 5 players in and around that. Keeper obviously gets the first one. Neither defender can really get their foot through it. And Nuskin, who's actually, she's sitting on the floor, falling down onto the floor at the time, is the one that's able to get that touch. But poor defending from Bristol, really, they don't deal with it. Keeper here makes herself big and it falls down. And neither really, it's hard because sometimes they're trying to put her foot in to try and protect it, but sometimes you just got to get rid. And obviously, Nuskin does well to put the ball away.
Well, they will certainly be looking at that goal difference as well, which is starting to creep up as they get ever closer to Manchester City. And of course, they've got the game in hand. Hermano. Away this time by Bull.
You see it though in the reaction when they scored the second goal. Again, running straight into the goal to get the ball, put it back to the centre circle. They want to start again. They know they're aware of the goal difference. No matter even if people are saying don't think about whether, they are fully aware of it and they want more goals.
There's Cuthbert, and it was a pretty special goal by Nuskin, despite the fact that it felt advantageously for her. It was the 500th goal under Emma Hayes on home soil as well. So just goes to show how often they can score so many goals, especially under the tenure of Emma Hayes. And that was a big moment for her as well, especially on her final home game. 500 goals under Emma Hayes here at Kingsmeadow.
I'm just trying to think, Peen, how many I would have contributed to that.
Yeah, go on. How many do you think?
Maybe reckon about. Well, I actually think I've got a decent number. I'd say about 8, maybe. 8 than 500.
Part of history, you are, Gilly.
Not too bad
Good
for a
for you.
centre-back. I won't say any own goals I've got, though.
Wrighton trying to get there, but Bristol City able to get it away. That's 500 goals in all home grounds, by the way, not just at Kingsmeadow. So the Chouette. Powell. And forward looking for Emily Napier. They've got their record goal scorer on the bench as well, Fran Kirby, who they will be saying farewell to at the end of this season. And there is Sam Kerr, who has certainly been a big miss for them as well. And that is a pretty prolific strike partnership, which we won't be seeing anymore at the end of the season.
Yeah, it'd be a shame because I think they linked up so well. And there was so much talk when Sam Kerr signed that, oh, is she going to take the place of Fran Kirby? How do you get them both playing in the same team together? But I think they linked up really, really well. And yeah, it'd be a partnership that probably a lot of other defenders are glad they've gone.
Mono does well to steal it away from Connolly. And up by Parisset and now Ingle. Beaver Jones back to Cuthbert. Bjorn. Ingle to Nusken, and they keep the chance alive. Chased down again by Charles.
It's good play down that left-hand side from Chelsea. You know, switching the ball out from the right-hand side, coming up, working it back round, being patient. Bristol City just needed to make sure that they switch on as soon as that ball's played.
Well, let's have a look, Gilly, at this penalty incident, because they might feel a little bit frustrated, Bristol City, because was it inside or outside the area, this challenge from Bull?
It's hard because I don't think you can get it any closer to being on the line. You know, I think here, obviously, the initial connection happens, but it's hard when the referee doesn't have VAR to go over and look at it. You're not really going to be able to know, but obviously Guru Wrighton has to do what she has to do, and that's put the ball into the bottom corner.
Well, you'll have to wait and see at half-time what our expert panel of Izzy Christensen and Karen Carney thought of that penalty shout as well. A very well taken penalty, though, in the end by Guru Wrighton, who has been the trusted penalty taker for Chelsea. The last 3 goals now scored as penalties. Parisset. Well, the referee stopping for an earlier challenge. It was Powell who was down for Bristol City.
It's a difficult one there for Erin Cuthbert because I think Powell overruns the ball and just Erin Cuthbert don't move, and it seems like Powell just goes straight into her because she's turned over the ball herself. So a bit of a difficult one.
Connolly forward. It's Bright and here's Cuthbert. Ashley Bjorn. Here's Ingle. Now Bright. And away by Bull. Cuthbert. Chelsea edging closer, they're looking for a third. Shukanuskin fight her way through what is a very congested area. A lot of the Bristol City players back to defend. Ball clears it away from Hamanek.
Thing is with Bristol as well, they're banking up and having really two lines across, but Chelsea is still finding it so easy to play in between the defence and the midfield.
Perisset. Now Napier. And a skip away from a couple of the Chelsea players, but Beaver Jones doing well to run all the way back to defend it.
Yeah, Beaver Jones does well there because the initial ball comes into her, she ends up turning it over, and it's just that reaction and that want to go and help her team out as well and track back and win the ball, which she does really well.
And speaking of winning the ball, they won the possession in the final third 11 times compared to nothing with Bristol City, which is the most in any league game this season. And Beaver Jones was just there. Hermano across again. Well, they are creating the opportunities, Chelsea. They are getting so close to that final product.
Yes, and it's another good ball in. Aggie Beaver Jones just overstretching, can't really get there. Bristol not really dealing with it, being a bit slow dealing with it. But you're talking about the turnovers from Bristol and obviously what Chelsea have won. And you can see that from minute one, the hunger, the desire to go and win the ball high up and to punish Bristol. And Bristol have to be clever with that as well. You know, don't muck about with it. There's nothing wrong with just turning the ball and getting it out of the area.
In the gantry. I would have hoped that you'd save me, Gilly.
I can't see a thing up here, Bean, with his son, so you got no chance.
Connolly. Powell back to Struck. Here's Testrup. It was an unlikely touch, really, from their top scorer, Amelie Testrup.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, really, if she knew where she was on the pitch or the players around her. The space she had there. No, she could have easily took another touch into the box, calm it down, and you just snatch it. And when you're coming up against a team like Chelsea, you can't afford to just waste those opportunities.
Away by Struck. Picked up here, though, by Charles. Chased down, and now a chance and space opening up here for Morgan. Puts it across, looking for Napier, but Bjorn back to it quickly. But they are showing glimmers of hope here, Bristol City.
They do look really threatening on the counter. And, you know, here, obviously, Morgan driving into that space there. And I think it's just this touch here. I think it gets held up a little bit by the water because I think it just kills her momentum. But, again, I think where Chelsea pushes so many bodies forward, there's always those spaces that Bristol can exploit. And I think that they look dangerous on the counter.
Here's Shukanuskin. Wrestled away there by Jones, who does really well to win it back for Bristol City. Now Napier.
I've been really impressed by Jones as well. I think, obviously, a player who was obviously at United, not getting many minutes, to come here. You know, like it's not a step down by playing for a team lower down in the league, but it's a great chance for young players to just get minutes, to get experience and to learn the trade.
And she certainly has been very strong for national team Wales as well. Carrie Jones, and she worked with the current Bristol City head coach Lauren Smith at Cardiff City and at Wales as well. So she's being coached by someone she knows very well. An opportunity starting to roll in for Bristol City as they look for a way back into the game.
It's a good opportunity to put the ball into the box. Just the bounce takes it away from Strzok there, but again, Chelsea have to be mindful.
Well, they certainly are growing into the game, Bristol City. They've got a couple more opportunities, and despite the possession being much more in favour of Chelsea, they are getting a couple of chances, Bristol City. Is there a way back in this game for them? Here is Carrie Jones. Strzok. Connolly. Rogers. Single loops it forward, looking for Beaver Jones. Wrighton wanted it early, but decides to go back to Charles. Here's Bright. Now Perisset. Hermano has spotted the run for Cuthbert. Charles. Back over to Wrighton. Hermano tried to get the header. It was Powell who got there just before, but out to Perisset.
Good patient build-up play as well from Chelsea, going from one side to the other side. Even when the ball gets put into the box, it runs over. Chelsea are the first players there to pick the second ball up.
Perisset, who gets the ball stolen away from her by Jamie Lee Napier. Napier for Bristol City. Gets it back to Morgan and back out to Sy. He wasn't able to make the most of it.
Napier has to do better there, though. You know, she wins the ball on the turnover from Perisset. She drives forward. You need to play that pass in front. She drives inside here. You can see the space on the opposite side there for Morgan. Look, the ball goes behind. It's got to go in front. Use the inside of your foot. And then she's through on goal.
Here's Testrup. Morgan. Perisset. Back to Bright. Hermano.
Bristol have really grown into this game as well the last, say, 5-10 minutes or so. Now they've had a good couple of chances, and they're also winning the ball higher up as well. So they're able to stay closer to Chelsea's goal rather than winning the ball in their defensive third and trying to get it up there.
Well, they absolutely have started to turn things around, Bristol City. You can see in the action areas they are certainly becoming more and more dominant and creating the chances, especially in Chelsea's half. Wrighton to Jones, trying to get the clearance away, but only as far as Ingle. Ball forward to Morgan. Wrighton. Now Charles, trying to get away from Bull, who was trying to block the way through. It was Strzok who got there first, and now Testrup. Sent forward here, and Carrie Jones has it. Napier wants it early. Now a chance perhaps for Jamie Lee Napier, but the flag stops her in her tracks.
It's so frustrating to watch that as well, because Jamie Lee Napier knows that she's deeper than Millie Bright, because Millie Bright is in line with her. You have to take your line off of Millie Bright because you can't see behind you. You can't see if there's a defender behind you. And Perisay just holds the line because she knows she's going to go. But again, Bristol looking really dangerous on the counter.
Here's Cuthbert. Out to Bright. Perisay. Engel. In by Nusken. Trying to find a way through. Charles goes back towards Bjorn. Cuthbert turns, trying to find a way through. Now Syme. Back out to Fionn Morgan. Astrup, out to Syme again. Picked up here by Amelie Testrup.
Just not able to get her feet right there. A little bit of a reaction as well there, to be fair. It's a bit of frustration. Crowd are obviously going to love that.
Well, a chance to let you know what else is coming up on Sky Sports. And to round off your bank holiday, Crystal Palace against Manchester United is tomorrow night's Monday Night Football. Coverage gets underway from 6:30 over on Sky Sports.
Again, another good opportunity for Bristol City there to counter, but it's just either the execution of the pass when they go through or their decision making. But they could have really punished Chelsea in a couple of opportunities.
Here's Perisay. Now Charles. Push there from Testrup onto Ingles. She takes it quickly. Cuthbert turns to get away from Napier. Still Cuthbert. They did take a touch on the way through, so will be a Chelsea corner.
Yeah, it's a quick free kick there from Chelsea. Erin Cuthbert ends up spinning 2-3 Bristol City defenders there and able to get the shot off. Does get a deflection, but quick thinking from Chelsea too.
Just the 1 minute added on in this first half. And taking a look at Brighton, it just flashed across everyone.
Yeah, good little connection there from Millie Bright. Just pulls off with the near post. I think she just gets the slightest of touches, but it bounces through, head in hands from Charles there, outstretched leg. We need someone to come really from like the edge of the box there, coming in, rather than players that are already standing in there.
Well, Emily Testrup is just down at the moment, and she's getting some treatment. But you saw that stat just only moments ago, and this has just been in the last couple of minutes. They certainly have improved in terms of possession won in the final third. Bristol City, as you mentioned, Jilly, certainly growing more and more into this game, and they're looking more of a threat. Yeah, they are. And now for them, though, it's winning the ball higher or countering against Chelsea. It's about the decision-making in the final third. It's about the execution and the delivery of the passes. You know, that Napier one there, you're putting it behind Morgan, it has to be into space. It's about having the confidence to do it when you do get through, because Chelsea are lucky, really, that Bristol haven't been better, because they could be looking at a completely different scoreline here if Bristol took their chances and made the right decisions. But so far, it's 2 goals for Chelsea that have made the difference in this game. The opening was a penalty, and it's still yet to be discussed, of course, whether it was inside or outside the area. The referee decided inside the area, and so a penalty. And Guru Wrighton made no mistake. Yeah, and I don't think there was no hesitation at all from the referee on that one. And obviously here, Bristol just don't defend the ball at all. They don't deal with it. And Nuskin's alive to it, falling back on the floor, and is still able to be the one that gets the connection. But it's one of those ones you don't get how it goes in for Chelsea, as long as it goes in the back of the net. Well, Emily Testrup back up on her feet, so she will be hoping that she's okay to continue. She did suffer quite a bad injury against Manchester City, a head injury, but she was deemed fit and okay to play in this game and start, so it was still yet to be seen how much of this game she'll be able to play. Mano over to Nuskin. Wrighton, that's the cross looking for Beaver Jones. Oh, that would have been outstanding. That would have been a beautiful finish there. We're right in the space on the left-hand side. Aggie Beaver Jones trying to adjust her feet. Lovely little overhead there. Oh, it's so close, but yeah, that would have been a beautiful finish. Well, so very nearly there for a brilliant finish to the first half, and it has been a comfortable performance by Chelsea so far. The opening goal scored from the spot by Guru Wrighton, who made no mistake, and then Shuka Nuskin, who was in the right place at the right time to make it 2-0. So Chelsea on track and back into this title race, still all to play for. Half-time score, Chelsea 2, Bristol City 0.
Evening to everyone joining us on Sky Sports Premier League. This Chelsea's final home game of the season, and the long goodbye to Emma Hayes continues. And a first half, Izzy Christensen, Karen Carney, that Emma Hayes will be pleased of. 2-0 they lead Bristol City. Yeah, they've been at it from the first minute. Chelsea have. They started really brightly. As expected, the game has gone how we thought it would. Chelsea to be dominant, Bristol dropping deeper and deeper, having to defend inside the box, and obviously Chelsea broke the deadlock with the penalty from Guru Wrighton. Was it a penalty? I mean, it was given.
No, I mean, I think the referee comes to the right outcome, because Bull kind of sells herself, to be brutally honest, and Niamh Charles goes into their full pelt, and Bull comes out, and she comes out so quick she can't really adjust the feet, so then it's a foul. I think the referee does come to the right decision there, doesn't really adjust the feet. Niamh Charles takes the nick round it, so there is contact, and that's why it was given. Yeah, it's decision making. Again, Jazz Bull, she doesn't actually need to go out. She needs to hold the space and wait to see what Niamh Charles does, but this gives the referee the opportunity to give the penalty because of the contact, the speed in which both players are moving. Better from this angle. Niamh Charles does really well. She gets a nick on the ball, and the contact, like Kaz said, causes the penalty. And
Guru Wrighton steps up, takes it, scores, and she's been one of the impressive performers again in this one.
Yeah, you know, you back her in that position, she strokes it with her left foot. Actually, if I'm being really critical, I don't think it's the best penalty I've ever seen her taken, but it's gone in the back of the net and it's got her team up and running.
If that wasn't the best penalty ever taken, the Nuskin goal was a little bit of a scrambler too.
Well, this is why Millie Bright's so important in the team, because the delivery from Guru there goes into the near post, and you just see it from here now. Millie Bright near post, gets the first contact, in any set piece, that first contact is the most important. And what it does then is cause chaos in around here. And then it just falls to Nushkin, who kind of just opens it in. But in this title race, when goals are important, it doesn't matter what leg, part of the foot, arm, whatever, maybe not the arm, but as long as it goes in, it doesn't really matter. And it went in, that was the most important thing.
Yeah. So speaks the voice of experience. Karen and Izzy here. This match, of course, made all the more significant after Manchester City's defeat earlier. So as we were saying, could all come down to goals. No time to celebrate just yet. When it comes to goal difference, potential threat from Bristol City in that first half.
Yeah, this is one of their best opportunities. Chelsea look really vulnerable against Liverpool, and Bristol here really do catch them on the counter-attack. Napier plays it into Carrie Jones. He doesn't get clean contact on the ball. Natalie Bjorn does really well to come across and block the shot. And Musovic makes a save, but it's a really good bit of play from Bristol, using the channels, recognising what Liverpool did on Wednesday night and doing exactly the same thing, getting bodies up to support the attack and just not quite, I mean, it's been the story of their season, not quite finishing off the chances that they're creating.
So the threat there for Bristol City, but it looks like a threat coming on for Chelsea. A record goal scorer, Fran Kirby, her last home game at Kings Meadow. Just listen to the reception. Back to talk you through the second half. Pien Mullenstein alongside Gilly Flaherty.
Thank you very much, Caroline. Almost ready to get back underway in this second half, and as you saw, confirmation there of the change that Emma Hayes made at the start of this second half. Shuka Nusken, who scored the second goal for Chelsea, has been replaced by Fran Kirby, and she certainly did get a very, very big reception when she did come onto the pitch. Of course, announced her departure earlier on in the week, and in a very emotional video message as well, as we get back underway here at Kings Meadow. Brighton. Look over to Morgan and finds Rogers. Looking for Carrie Jones, who does well to take it away, but Cuthbert holds on to it for Chelsea, but the referee spotted the foul, and it will go Bristol City's way.
I did think initially, really, if that's a bit harsh on Amano, because I think she does win the ball, but I think it's just she was there for so long on the floor. Gives away the free kick.
Well, she's got a pretty good record as well, Fran Kirby, against Bristol City. 11 games against them, 11 goals.
I could stand here all day and talk about Fran Kirby, Pien. Fran Kirby fan club.
Connolly with the delivery and straight out there by Bjorn. On to Beaver Jones. Hermano. Jamie Lee Napier trying to win it back for Bristol City. You certainly can't write Bristol City out of this game yet, because you saw just at the end of that first half they were growing more and more into the game, and they looked more dangerous as well.
Yeah, and I think it's the next goal. Wherever the next goal goes, if there is a goal, there could be a turn.
It's Testrup who's looking for Rogers, who made the run, looking for a bit of space, cuts it across, and Musovic was able to guide it through.
Just looking at Testrup as well with her bandage around her head. Obviously, it calls for concern, but here she picks it up. It's a good ball across the box, but there's no runners there. I think when you take Testrup out and she's the one picking the ball up, you have to make sure then that Bristol have another player to take up her position that she's left.
Here's Charles. Out to Bjorn. Now Kirby. Well, Emily Testrup, you can see, has got the bandage around her head. It was because of that earlier incident that happened at the end of the first half, when I think she might have just caught an elbow to the head, so just having to look after that. Here's Carrie Jones. Powell trying to lift it over into an opportunity perhaps for Testrup, but Musovic to it quickly.
I think she was hoping that Testrup was going to make the run in behind the defenders, but ball ends up bouncing straight through to Musovic.
Charles. Here's Kirby. Beaver-Jones turns to try and find a bit of space. Brighton over to Beaver-Jones. Amano. And the players perhaps not quite on the same page as each other, and the ball out for a goal kick.
Yeah, you can see what she's trying to do there. She's hoping that Perisset is coming on her outside shoulder for the overlap, but it was Hamano, it wasn't directed towards where Perisset's run was, it was just pretty much straight. So yeah, on different pages there.
Testrup. Rogers looking for Napier. We'll try and get the best of Bright, but out it goes.
That's a healthy little battle there, isn't it? Two former teammates as well. Napier obviously playing at Chelsea.
Jamie Napier spent 2 seasons at Chelsea in 2019 to 2021. She did make 2 appearances in the league when Chelsea won the title. Bjorn. Guru Wrighton. Out to Beaver-Jones. Charles. Trying to cut in and gets the cross there. Looking for Hamano, who was arriving but just couldn't get the connection.
Charles doing really well on the left-hand side here. I mean, skipped past the Bristol City defenders far too easy there. So you've got Hamano coming in on the back post, but just runs away from her. But again, it just needs to be a bit better from Bristol.
Testrup trying to get away from Ingle, but Chelsea defended well, and now Perisset forward. Only as far as the Bristol City captain, Megan Connolly. Napier made the most of it, Perisset in the way this time, but perhaps an opportunity. Powell cuts it across, and Morgan was ready to try and take advantage.
I mean, I think Bristol a little bit fuming as well, because I think they think it's a corner. Obviously, we'll see better from this angle here. I say we see better, but it's hard really to see if Bjorn gets a touch on that. But Bristol were adamant that she got something on it.
There's Beaver-Jones. Plays in Erin Cuthbert. Still Beaver-Jones. And there's a third for Chelsea. What a brilliant bit of play by Chelsea, and Aggie Beaver-Jones made sure it found the back of the net. They are not out of this title race yet, Chelsea.
I said the next goal would have been so important, but either way it went. Great play here again from Chelsea. Obviously, Aggie Beaver-Jones does the initial pass to Cuthbert, and Bristol just switch off. Connolly doesn't track either Beaver-Jones' run enough. Just passes the ball into the back of the net. She's so confident when she goes through on goal. And you do fancy her as well when she goes through that she's going to put the ball away. I think it does end up going through the goalkeeper's legs as well, but calm and composed finish.
Well, it's her 5th goal in her last 4 league starts, Aggie Beaver-Jones, and she has certainly been impressing for Chelsea this season. Bristol City trying to find their way back in. There's Kerry Jones, who lifts it over into the stands.
This is what I think in Bristol, they will feel disappointing we're conceding that third because they have started brightly. But again, it's what I said to you in the first half, it's those third player runs. Once the ball's passed, and you have to track your runner, which they don't do, and obviously Aggie Beaver-Jones scores.
Well, Chelsea now level with Manchester City in terms of how many goals they've scored this season. The goal difference still in favour of Manchester City, but remember, Chelsea still have that game to catch up with as well. Here's Sign. There's options to aim for, and he's looking to get a through ball to Testrup, but it was spotted by Bjorn. Ball picked up here by Ingle. Now at Wrighton. Out across to Frank Kirby. Erin Cuthbert. Perisset finds Hermano. Back to Bright. Perisset looking for Hermano, cut back to Beaver-Jones, who couldn't get the strike. Now Napier. Rogers forward looking for Morgan. Stroke forced back to Bentley, who has certainly been having a busy evening already, and now Hermano. Ingle. Charles. Still Charles.
Also just have to look after the ball better. You know, I think they're looking to counter on Chelsea, but those balls don't have to be over-hitting behind. Bjorn's positioning is really, really good, but the space is in behind.
Here's Guru Wrighton as a side set. Oh, brilliant finish! Guru Wrighton with a second and a fourth for Chelsea. That has made things a lot more comfortable. They are relentless. Chelsea 4-0 up.
I think you do worry now for Bristol. 2 goals in quick succession, they're getting tired. Chelsea are finding momentum. I mean, Guru Wright should not be allowed the time and space there to have a shot. Someone from Bristol defence has to go and close her down, but you do worry now. You worry, could it now go 5? Could it go 6? Could it go 7? Bristol need to get their heads up. They need to regroup. But Chelsea, you see how hungry they are. I don't even think they've celebrated 1 goal this evening.
Well, they know they can't celebrate too soon because this certainly is the tightest of title races. Morgan. Brings it out into the side netting. Well, Bristol City are, of course, missing big defender in Brooke Aspin. She can't play against her parent club. She is on a season-long loan from Chelsea, so she's ineligible to play this evening. And so Struck, who has taken her place in the role of centre-back. And as they rack up the goals, just 3 away now from Manchester City in terms of goal difference, and the game in hand too. Struck. Jones. Charles. Down to find Kirby. Powell. Napier. Finds Jones. Jones across, but there were no Bristol City players on the far side to try and make the most of it.
He's literally just got Testrup standing in there. Obviously the only really person that she can really aim for.
Well, 2 shots on target for Chelsea and 2 goals scored in this second half. Just about reaching the hour mark as well. A comfortable performance for Chelsea. Do you feel like they're re-energised after that earlier defeat by Manchester City, Chelsea?
Yeah, I do think so. I think it gives them that little bit of boost, that little bit of luck that sometimes you do need in football. You know, if Man City win that game today, they know it's going to be a lot harder. But they can only take care of themselves, Chelsea, and that's what they're doing in this game.
Right and over, looking for Hermano. Out as far as Cuthbert. Ingle wants it and gets it. Perisset. Here's Charles. And Guru Wrighton. Kirby. Bjorn. Now Bright. Romano's touch just let her down and gave the time for Powell to defend it for Bristol City. Here's Natalie Bjorn. And Chelsea, who had had a couple of tough results that they've had to deal with, of course, their last game against Liverpool, which they lost 4-3 in midweek, and then they, of course, went out of the Champions League as well against Barcelona. So some tough results to take in Emma Hayes' final season as Chelsea manager, but they'll be hoping there may be a light at the end of the tunnel with a crown of the WSL title. Hermano. Here's Charles. Now Wrighton. Back to Kirby. Bjorn. He recently celebrated a 27th birthday as well, Natalie Bjorn, yesterday. I'm sure she had to keep the celebration to a minimum, knowing she had game day the next day. Well, a couple of changes for Chelsea. The first, Sophie Ingle makes way. Johanna Rytting-Kaneryd replaces her. Perisset is also replaced, and it's Katerina Macario who is on in her place.
I'm laughing as well because Erin just got past this note. It's like an A4 piece of paper. She's looking around. I mean, she goes over to Millie to say, what's going on here? Some homework being sent out to her there.
Well, there is confirmation of the changes in of Perisset. As we mentioned, he was replaced. Rytting-Kaneryd. Kirby out across to Macario. Macario for Chelsea takes the strike, but it was blocked by Connolly.
See from Frank Kirby there as well, when she plays Macario the ball, she's trying to do that run in behind, wants it back. So Macario takes a shot, man's a little bit frustrated. I think she's desperate to get a goal tonight.
Well, it would be some fairy tale, wouldn't it, for Frank Kirby. A farewell game for her here at Kings Meadow. To Macario. Well, it was a good strike, just inches away.
Yeah, good ball into the box from Guru Wright and causes a bit of carnage. Bentley doesn't really connect well with it. Macario, power. Good shape on the technique as well, just can't seem to get it down.
Well, Powell's just down at the moment for Bristol City. I do wonder what was on that note. Probably just said keep on scoring.
She looked confused, whatever it was. But I mean, is this a little huddle? They're getting around the note now, I think, aren't they?
Well, they are having a look, aren't they? There we go.
Can we zoom in?
Well, she's given the note back to manager Emma Hayes. And a chance for a bit of clarification.
Maybe it says we need more. We need more goals.
Well, it certainly has been a strong performance from Chelsea so far in this game, and of course they will be feeling reinvigorated after Manchester City had lost points and playing against the recently relegated Bristol City. Well, it certainly had some sort of formation on that note, so we'll have to keep an eye out to see whether there is a change. Of course, Rutin Carnareed, who had made the change for F. Perisset. And there were two very attacking changes as well for Chelsea. Hamano will force her way through, finds Macario. Now to Rutin Carnareed.
I'm just trying to have a little look. I think Hamano's come inside with Erin Cuthbert.
Bright to it quickly, finds Macario, who turns to try and find Kirby. Brighton lifted over to Macario. Beaver Jones, and it looped into the hands of Bentley.
That's a beautiful ball, by the way, as well, to Macario there. Nice little dink ball. Seems like they've gone like a three at the back, Chelsea. I think they've gone two up top with Beaver Jones and Macario. Just they're pushing for it, they're gambling for the goals.
Here is Rutin Carnareed. Over to Macario. Lifted over looking for Kirby, but led away there by Struck. And Connolly eventually clears it, but only as far as Bright, who does well to keep on going, but now Napier. Looking for Testrup, but it was well guided and well guarded by Charles. Back to Musovic, who has had a relatively quiet second half so far.
Yeah, I think the two goals have killed Bristol. Really momentum, not really been able to get out of their half.
Well, Emma Hayes and Chelsea knew they had to win this game to keep their hopes of a title alive. They are in cruise control at the moment. Over and chased down here by Morgan. Does well to get the better of Charles, finds Testrup, who got the touch but just couldn't get the power behind it to really test Musovic.
Yeah, it's a really good run from Morgan, and for me, Niamh Charles is looking really tired as well. If I was Emma, I'd be taking her off just to protect her. She's running a lot in this game.
Macario. Amano. Wrighton, but the block was there by Bull. Macario's delivery for the Chelsea corner. It's met by Kirby. Bjorn. Maybe finds Macario. Here's Guru Wrighton. Still Wrighton! And it's a hat-trick! Look at what it means for Chelsea. And they are closing the gap on the goal difference with Manchester City now in this tightest of title races.
It's an absolute rocket from Guru Wrighton, but Macario here, really good vision. She's facing inside, but she can see Guru Wrighton on the outside left making that run. And when you say about players, don't take the lever off the ball, that is when you want Guru Wrighton to do it. She smashes it past Bentley, and then he puts her in the goal as well. She's got one thing on her mind there, an absolute rocket. Takes the keeper off her feet.
Well, a first hat-trick, as you can see there, for Guru Wrighton. What an evening she is having. But whilst that was happening, there is a change for Bristol City. Shania Hales has replaced Emily Syme. Well, 3 for Guru Wrighton and 300 goals for Chelsea on home soil in the Women's Super League, the most in the league as well. So they are consistently breaking records. Another one hit today.
Yeah, and I think this, and obviously I've been fortunate enough to play for Chelsea, and it's always been a fortress, you know, and that's what the club have done so well in making that. The fans have been a huge part of that as well, and they just love playing at home, Chelsea.
Here's Cuthbert. Napier. Macario trying to weave a way through. Well, she certainly has made an instant impact since coming on as a substitute, hasn't she, Katerina Macario?
Yeah, she's just offers something different for Chelsea. No, she's a very direct player, likes to get on the ball, is involved in a lot of the things as well. And so you see from that assist there for Guru Wrighton, the awareness from her and bringing other players into play as well.
Another opportunity for the home side. Macario takes it, looking for Bridie, was tiring them up, and there is Niamh Charles. who is in the right place at the right time to get on the end of it. And Chelsea have 6. This is absolute dominance by Chelsea.
I think Bristol City's defending, though, has just not been there tonight. Chelsea have been on the front foot. There's no awareness at all from Bristol City that Niamh Charles is at the back post there. Really, really, really poor defending. She comes in, she steps it, and that's the one where you see she wants it. She wants to be the first connection, but it's really poor defending there from Ball. She should have an open body in the first place, and she should know where Charles is.
Just 1 goal behind Manchester City on goal difference with a game in hand, Chelsea. And from what looked like they were out of the title race during the week with the defeat against Liverpool, they are right back in it. Hamano! Well, I think everybody inside this stadium held their breaths expecting her to score there.
You can hear the crowd, they're going, we want 7, we want 7. Great strike, I mean, it must have been so close. I feel like there's going to be at least another goal in it though, Pien. I do feel there's going to be another one.
Was that mind games from Emma Hayes when she said the title race is over when they lost against Liverpool? Because now it looks like it's back in their control.
Yeah, I mean, City didn't do their job today. You know, they had to take care of their result, they didn't. And it's a great opportunity then for Chelsea, and I think not getting that result and knowing that you got Bristol, like I said, there's no disrespect to Bristol City, but it is a chance for them that they know they're going to get opportunities, and they've been absolutely ruthless tonight with it.
Chelsea, yeah, keep going with Ritin Connery. Oliver Jones, who was caught there.
I feel like the crowd is playing such a big part in this as well. Bristol City players getting frustrated, leaving their toe in. I think they're tired anyway, they've run a lot tonight. I think just giving Chelsea another opportunity to put the ball into the box.
Well, some very happy faces in the crowd tonight. There and straight out by Hales. Well, this will have been the home game of her dreams as well, wouldn't it? The final home game for Emma Hayes here at Kingsmeadow. It will be an emotional moment when the full-time whistle goes. Another opportunity for Chelsea, and they've taken it. And it's Guru Wrighton with a 4th goal. Well, this has been an outstanding performance by Chelsea. They thought the title has slipped away from them. Well, think again. They are well and truly back in control.
I told you I could feel another goal. I knew it was coming. Good build-up play here. Guru Wright's been on a different level tonight. Absolutely different level. And there's sometimes in games, yeah, where players just take it by the scruff of their neck. And that is exactly what Wright has done tonight. Every time she's got the ball, she's looked dangerous. She's wanted to create something. She's wanted to put the ball in the back of the net. She's banged the badge, I'd say 100, 200 times tonight. She's took the game by the scruff of the neck, and she's been incredible.
Well, here's a graphic that we've been seeing quite a lot of this game already, but there's an important bit there. When you look at the goal difference, Chelsea are now level on goal difference with Manchester City, and it could all come down to that on the final day of the season. It could all come down to goal difference.
And Man City are going to be hoping that Tottenham can do them a favour midweek and try and disrupt that goal difference. But yeah, it's all going down to the last game. It's what we want.
Well, there was a change as well, a couple of changes actually for Bristol City. One of those, Abby Harrison, has come on, as has Mary Ward. Jasmine Bull and Fionn Morgan, the two who have made way. And the confirmation of those changes. Here is Carrie Jones. Is it now all about damage limitations a little bit for Bristol City in this game? The fact that they are so far away now.
Yeah, I mean, I think, listen, 7, I've been on the end of a 7. I think it's 7-1 actually, scoreline, a couple of times. It's not nice. It's not nice at all, but when Chelsea are playing the way they're playing, and you know that it's always going to be hard, Bristol City, because they know that Chelsea had a job tonight, and that was, they need the goal difference. So coming up against a Chelsea side that are playing like that, it'll be hard for anyone, but you know, Bristol City's season isn't going to be defined on this one game. You know, they've had a really good first season. You look at it in the attendance for their home games, what they've brought to the league, the passion. They'll learn a lot from this game, though.
Millie Bright doesn't look to be moving too comfortably at the moment, so they'll have to keep an eye on that. But here's Beaver Jones over to Guru Wright, and he gets it across again, and just fired away from Macario. It's that old cliche, but it seems like everything that Guru Wright has been touching this afternoon or this evening has turned to gold for her.
Yeah, she's been on it from minute 1. You know, and that's what I said, you do need players like that in games like this, where you need someone to lead and to take that role on, and she's had one thing in her mind all night, and that is to put the ball into the back of the net. She's been brilliant.
Well, that was a nice moment, wasn't it, between Emma Hayes and Maren Mielder, who was about to come on as a substitute. The final time here at Kings Meadow for her in a Chelsea shirt. Ward. Harrison trying to get past Charles, who wasn't letting that happen. Beaver Jones finds Cuthbert. Well, we saw it before, some of the players of Chelsea that aren't involved in this game. Sam Kerr, Ira Ramirez, some big goal scorers, but they haven't been lacking in the goals at all, Chelsea.
Now you need other players to step up as well.
And here is Macario. Beaver Jones trying her best. She claims there was a handball in there. The referee didn't want to have anything to do with it. And the foul there from Testrup.
We're just able to watch this back. I mean, it's really hard because it's such from a close angle. Aggie Beaver Jones hits that. Not too sure there's much you could do about it.
Well, there is the change then for Chelsea, and Natalie Bjorn makes way for Maren Mielder one final time in a Chelsea shirt here at Kings Meadow before she leaves when her contract expires in the summer.
Another player, Dean, that I could say so much about, and the ultimate professional and a dream player to play with.
Macario's delivery. Back in on the cross. Hestrup trying to get it away. Here's Hermano. Frank Kirby trying to weave her way through. Cuthbert looking for Beaver Jones. Here's Kirby! Well denied by Bentley. Well, that would have been some story.
It's the fairy tale that we wanted. Frank Kirby to get a goal on her last game here. Bentley does well though to save it straight at her.
Bright. Kirby again. Out to Hermano. Well, you can feel the crowd as well. They're urging Frank Kirby. Anytime she gets on the ball, they want her to shoot. They wanted to get that fairy tale goal.
Yeah, you can hear him as soon as she gets it. The crowd liven up. They're telling her to shoot. And it would be, I think it'd be a nice send-off for Fran to get a goal here tonight.
Well, she is the club's leading goal scorer in the modern era, 115 goals in 205 appearances for Fran Kirby. As we mentioned before, that brilliant statistic as well against Bristol City, 11 goals and 11 appearances against them. She'll be hoping to continue that run tonight. Here's Macario. Guru Wrighton. Mielda. Cuthbert. To Hamana. Jones. Rogers, who just collided there with Cuthbert, so both players who are down at the moment. Cuthbert is holding ahead.
I think it's a strong tackle, but I think she wins the ball. I think it's just Erin Cuthbert's when she lands. I think she gets hit in the back of the head. Obviously, just to watch it back. It is a strong tackle. She wins the ball, but I think it's then Erin Cuthbert hits the back of her head on the ground.
Well, there was a yellow card for Amy Rogers because of that challenge.
I mean, I think she wins the ball. I think it's maybe potentially the follow-through is seen maybe as a bit dangerous, but yeah, from my point of view, it seemed like a strong tackle.
Bright. Over to Charles, and here is Guru Wrighton. Is it across? Now Hales in the battle, but it's Hamano who gets it. And Guru Wrighton couldn't keep it in.
I thought Aggie Beaver-Jones was going to connect with that ball across the box.
Well, a chance to let you know what else is happening over on Sky Sports Football, starting with the SWPL. Rangers hosting against Celtic tomorrow, 11:30 AM. You can watch all the coverage. And then to finish off Bank Holiday on Monday Night Football, Crystal Palace host Manchester United, 6:30 PM, Sky Sports Premier League. Macario looking for Kirby. Fran Kirby. And over, the head is there, it is 8! Beaver-Jones has got a second. She was waiting for it at the far post, and a huge smile on the face of Emma Hayes. I'm not sure she expected this many goals, but Chelsea in cruise control.
Chelsea just absolutely dominated this game. Very fitting as well for Emma's last game at home for them to get this scoreline. Getting Guru Wrighton involved in everything. Great delivery into the box, poor defending from Bristol City, no awareness of where Aggie Beaver-Jones is. In between the centre-back and the full-back, no one's picking her up. Beautiful little cushion cross And Aggie Beaver-Jones really has to connect with it and direct it to goal.
Well, when they needed it the most, Chelsea, they needed a big performance, they needed a big result here today. They've absolutely done that, and they are now leading the way in terms of goal difference, which could be the difference all the way up until the final day of the season. Hales. Jones. And to Harrison. Looking for the cross. It was a good one as well, and it was Hales who got on the end of it. Just couldn't direct it on target.
Yeah, really good delivery in then from Harrison. Hales just sort of reaching and sends it wide of the post.
Well, this is absolutely what they wanted, and the fans here as well, absolutely enjoying their time here watching this Chelsea side, because they thought the title hopes had been ripped away from them from that defeat against Liverpool, but they are well and truly back in it, and this just makes it all the more exciting with the games to come. Of course, Chelsea still with 2 more games to play. Manchester City will have to wait till the final day of the season.
That's why I say the WSL is the best league in the world for me, because the excitement that it brings, how close it is.
There's Beaver-Jones. And this, so far, Chelsea's biggest win of the season. There's Kirby. Looking for a handball, and plenty of complaints by the Chelsea players. Macario tried to make the most of it, but she couldn't. And Frank Kirby, you could tell, was absolutely furious with the referee. She thought she absolutely felt there should have been a penalty.
Yeah, she was adamant, wasn't she? She should have had a pen.
Here's Macario. And to 6 minutes added on. Bright. Here's Mielda. Well, let's have a look if this was a handball or not.
I mean, you're saying that the arm is in an unnatural position because it's up and it's out, but I just don't talk as a defender. It's really hard when you are off of balance, but yeah, you would argue that her arm is not in a natural position there.
Well, Ashley Lawrence has just replaced Aggie Beaver-Jones, who scored 2 goals. Very much played her part in this very big victory for Chelsea. And the other change for Bristol City then, Carrie Jones is replaced by Sarah Stratigakis. Wrighton, over to Macario. Wrighton again, and the flag is up. Well, Gilly, a chance for you to let us know your player of the match.
Well, I think this player, I mean, I've been speaking so much praise for her tonight, but like I said, for me, Guru Wrighton, she's took the game by the scruff of the neck. 4 shots on target and 4 goals. She's been hungry from minute 1, and the way she started the game on her front foot, winning the ball early on for Chelsea, she set the tempo for the rest of the team, and for me, she thoroughly deserves player of the match tonight.
Well, 4 goals. One of those a penalty. And Guru Wrighton, who is such an important player for Chelsea, has certainly kept their hopes alive for another title. Mielda. Here's Macario. Lifted over, looking for the opportunity again for Chelsea, and Kirby trying to keep her open. Here's Ritin Connery. Still Ritin Connery, and punched away by Bentley. It was a good save.
And you could argue as well in there if there's a potential no penalty shot with Connolly here on Frank Kirby, but Ritin Connery there, able to get away from the Bristol City defenders. Frank Bentley just does enough to push it away.
Macario's delivery. That's Hamano. Charles. Kirby. Into Macario again. Cuthbert. Was there and Bright. She was able to tower above everyone, but she couldn't just direct it into the target.
Another good delivery into the box there from Macario. Right, just leaning back a little bit. Not able to redirect the ball goalward.
Well, I don't know whether Emma Hayes is in disbelief, or she feels that the nerves are starting to creep in because she knows that that title race now is going to go to that final day.
I also think as well, she looks a little bit emotional, Keen. I think maybe it's the realisation is dawning on her.
Yeah, he's trying to get in there. Opportunity to get one back for Bristol City. Matigakis with the shot. And there certainly will be huge emotion for Emma Hayes as well when the full-time whistle goes, because that will be that for her. A chapter closes in her managerial book. Bright. To right it. Able to get the cross there. Well, they did hit the bar. The flag was up.
She wanted 5, didn't she?
Here's Cuthbert. Well, in midweek, Chelsea thought they were out of the title race. Now they are well and truly right back in it. A huge, vital performance in Emma Hayes' final home game for Chelsea. And this chapter will close for Emma Hayes here at Kingsmeadow in some style, and Guru Wrighton will take all the praise. 4 goals for her tonight in what has been a huge victory for Chelsea, a victory that they had to get after Manchester City dropped points earlier on today. But this a chapter that closes now for a couple of Chelsea legends. The final home game for Emma Hayes, and I'm sure the emotion will be huge for her now as these final few moments as she says goodbyes to the fans here at Kingsmeadow. The final goodbyes as well for Maren Mielder and for Fran Kirby as well, who will both leave the club in the summer. But this has been a huge victory for Chelsea, and the title race is going all the way to the end. The full-time score here at Kingsmeadow. Chelsea win by 8-0 against Bristol City.
Peen, Gilly, thank you. Seeing those faces at the end, Izzy, such a contrast to Wednesday night.
It's mad what a few difference a few days makes. We didn't see any smiles like that on Wednesday night, and then football just turns around so quickly. Emma Hayes, you know, the occasion is one thing, but the result, the performance from the team is the most important, because they're right back in this title race now. The goal difference has gone above Manchester City. It's going to go right to the wire.
We said on Wednesday much was about the tiredness physically and mentally from the Champions League. They were so sharp tonight, Karen.
Razor sharp. I said at the start of the show it was important to get the win, but also a massive big win in terms of that goal difference. And wow, 8-0. That is also a message, a response, a reaction. And I guess it's the fortress that they've created here. The fans were really amazing because they really got them going. Keep going, keep going, keep going for more. And now, wow, what a turnaround, as Izzy had said.
Does any other team get that result tonight?
I don't think so. I really do not think so. I think the style of play that Chelsea have, if they were neck and neck with Manchester City now, and you've got to back a team to win the title, you back Chelsea purely based on the style of play, how direct they are, how ruthless they are. And I don't think Emma Hayes can actually believe it, to be honest with you. I don't think she can believe the turnaround that she's seen from her team. They look fresh tonight, they look at it. Aggie Beaver-Jones led the line, she set the tempo of the game, and there was just a sparkle in their eye. And the fact that they've got 8 goals, they absolutely destroyed Bristol City, and they've done exactly what they needed to do.
Man City must be thinking, what a day.
They'll be sitting at home watching this after that result against Arsenal, and you know, they'll be wondering, you know, they'll be kicking themselves, because they will have known that this fixture tonight for Chelsea had the potential to do what it's done. But it's happened. The reality of it is it's happened, and Manchester City now will be wondering what on earth they need to do, and obviously they only can do one thing, which is go and beat Aston Villa on the final day.
The penultimate weekend in the WSL ends with an 8-0 win for Emma Hayes' Chelsea. And it was a day that started with so much promise for this Chelsea team as well. Let's have a little look at the results from this weekend. A reminder, Chelsea still have 2 matches left to play, but heading into tonight, they needed to break that Manchester City goal difference after City lost to Arsenal. Arsenal, 2 goals from Sina Black-Stenius, then coming from behind to win that one against Manchester City. Elsewhere today, a vital result for Liverpool against Manchester United in that race for 4th, and it finished West Ham 1, Leicester 1. But there is only one place to finish tonight, and that is with a title race that will go all the way.
What a strike and what a goal!
Oh my goodness! That is incredible! Muskin was there in the right place at the right time!
What a wonderful goal from Chelsea! Oh, what a strike! Erin Cuthbert with a cracker!
The final day, the run-in with us on Sky Sports. If you thought that was fast, in pole position at the Miami Grand Prix, Max Verstappen, you can watch the race now on Sky Sports F1. And we've talked about home a lot tonight. A comedy, Strays, all about finding your home with Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx on Sky Cinema. Want to know something perfect for Sky Cinema? The run-in the WSL. When all was against them, Chelsea ate up the goal difference. As Don't Stop Believing rings around Kingsmeadow, who are you to bet against Chelsea now in this title race? 8-0 winners over Bristol City. The goal difference evaporates and Chelsea breathe down Manchester City's net. What a second half from Chelsea as well. 4 of those goals coming from Guru Wrighton. She becomes the first Chelsea player to score 4 at home in the league. And it was 4 shots, 4 goals for Guru Wrighton. So many times after each goal we saw her just touch that badge on her chest. You can see what it means to her. She was the player of the match.
Guru, congratulations on that win, the biggest win of the season for Chelsea. And you got 4 goals, the first hat-trick for you. Just sum up the feeling in that game.
I know today's been a good day for us. I mean, with the result before we started, and we knew we're never going to give up. We're always going to push, and from the first kick today till the last, we fought for every goal, and we deserved it. So 2 games to go. It's going to be fun.
You really suffocated Bristol today. You really did get on top of them.
Yeah.
And you could see that hunger. When you scored the penalty, you were rushing in the net. It seemed like there was that urgency there.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this. We've been in so many different situations. This is a new one for us. We have to chase for goals, but we can do anything. I believe so, and everyone in the team did too today. So everyone was so good, and I'm tired.
I bet you're tired. You put in a real shift today. Just tell me about the goal difference, because now with 8 goals, you've gone 1 ahead of City as it stands, but obviously you've got games to win.
I mean, we only got to focus on ourselves and do the job. You saw last game for us. Never know what's going to happen, so we have to focus and be at our best. Then we'll see in the end.
And just on the emotions as well, Emma Hayes saying goodbye here. Yeah. Also Fran and Maren as well.
Yeah, they've been so important to this club, and they mean so much. So yeah, it's sad to see them go, but that's football.
Guru, we want to say a big congratulations. You are Barclays Player of the Match.
Thank you.
Go and get some rest.
I love it. A good day for us. It has been a good day for Chelsea. It started with defeat for Manchester City against Arsenal. And now, for the first time ever, there'll be history in the WSL. We will have a team that will win the title having lost 3 games. Oh, Karen Carney, Izzy Christensen. I mean, what is the noise that lots of these Chelsea fans have been making? I don't think even they believed that this result was possible tonight.
Well, as soon as Chelsea stuck the first one in the net, Drew Wrighton's penalty, that's when they started believing. There was an atmosphere building, but Chelsea were just rolling tonight, and they were ruthless. They did the job. They stayed focused on what they had to do. They were process-driven. And Emma Hayes said before the game, if we focus on our processes, the goals will come. And that's exactly what's happened. And I thought every single player in that Chelsea shirt tonight was magnificent.
Yeah, you're right. They were all great. But Guru Wrighton, just from crosses to intent, 4 shots, 4 goals.
I want to know what she ate for dinner, honestly. She was the catalyst, though, tonight. There was something in her that we probably haven't seen all season. There was a fire in her belly. Yes, she's got the goals, but she got the joint most highest crosses in the WSL this season. In today's game with 17. We haven't seen that. So whatever she had for lunch, breakfast, she was phenomenal today, and she was the driver for Chelsea.
When you talk about how much this result could mean and being business-like, we saw them beat Bristol City 3 earlier in the season. We saw Manchester City go up against Bristol City and win by 5. It's not just how they won tonight in terms of getting those 3 points, but they had to get 8. I mean, sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But if they're going to go and win that title, they needed to pile goals on at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like they started believing a little bit more every time they scored. And I think the smile on Emma Hayes' face when goal number 7 and 8 went in, I haven't seen that smile for about a month, because it's been a really, really tough month for Chelsea with, the players missing, the calibre of players missing, and the effectiveness of them, and obviously the results, the Champions League semi-final defeat and the emotion attached to that, the defeat at Liverpool midweek, and then they come here to their home and they put 8 past Bristol City and put themselves in the driving seat, essentially in a title race. It's going to go right to the wire, as we've been saying all evening. It's going to be very, very difficult for Chelsea to beat Manchester United at Old Trafford. Very difficult, but that's what makes this so exciting.
Yeah, it does. All right, 2-0 at half-time. Do you want a little moment?
Jump around. I'm sure the whole crowd is going to be after today's
Let's have a little look at the 4th goal, shall we? We talked about what these goals could mean.
I mean, yeah, look, this is Guru Wrighton's 2nd goal, and there's a player that I really want to credit in. It's Aggie Beever-Jones. You see her highlighted. That running behind then means they track her, and that space opens up for Guru Wrighton to get the ball then, and they back off her because of what Aggie Beever-Jones did, created the space for her, and then it's a brilliant shot. We know how good her left foot is. It's right in the corner, bounces right in front of the keeper, so the keeper can't really do anything about it, but it was a great run and a fantastic finish.
Then the hat-trick.
Yeah, and this pass from Macario, she doesn't even look, but she knows. And I think that epitomises this Chelsea team, the kind of telepathy that they've got all over the pitch, the partnerships, the players. Macario, not been at the club very long, the bang, instant pass from Frank Kirby. This reverse pass is delightful, the weight of it. We could question the goalkeeper from Bentley, but it's all about the finish. And this kind of intent that Guru Wrighton steps onto the ball with, and you can see it in a celebration, the badge tap and everything. They really, really want it, and it set a precedent, like Karen said.
He said this was the moment the big old smile broke out on Emma Hayes' face. 7-0.
Yeah, this is, you know, again, Guru Wrighton taking it by the scruff of neck, the half turn. Bristol just dropping off. And there's players in this Chelsea team all over the park that you don't want to give half a yard to. And Bristol City have done that all evening. And Chelsea have absolutely punished it. And Guru Wrighton, like Kaz, you've made an excellent point about her form this season. She's not been where she has been in recent years, and she's been so effective. But tonight, like you said, she just took it, didn't she?
I think it just her overall game, crosses into the box, you know, long range distance shots. Just seen her get more on the ball. I felt they kept feeding her and giving it to her, and probably haven't seen that much of an impact. Not saying she's had a bad season, but I just haven't seen the impact of tonight, where there was, like you see her celebrations, there was just something in her, fire in her belly, which is brilliant.
It's easy to get, in these situations, title races, goal differences, points, it's really easy to get desperate. And I thought against Liverpool midweek, after Aggie Beever-Jones scored the first goal, I could see a sense of desperation about Chelsea. I didn't see that tonight. And they had to come out fighting tonight, and that's exactly what they've done. So whatever's happened up here between Wednesday and this evening has worked for Chelsea.
I know you both love a DJ. They have chosen some perfect tracks inside Kings Meadow. Now, if you are watching us on Sky Sports Showcase, you are about to leave us. And talking of goodbyes, that's exactly what we'll do on Sky Sports Premier League and football, as Kings Meadow says goodbye to Emma Hayes, to Fran Kirby and Maren Mjelde. As ABBA breaks out around us, we've seen some dancing from Basel in the crowd, Dancing Queens out on the pitch as well, as Chelsea put 8 past Bristol City, and that goal difference has been gobbled up at the top of the table. 2 more for Chelsea. Which way will this title swing next? We'll say goodbye to a couple, 3 legends next. Bring the curtain down on Emma Hayes' home. An 8-0 win over Bristol City. And Emma we trust tonight. Once again, she repaid that trust. Let's hear from the Chelsea boss with Lindsay.
Emma, huge congratulations on that performance. Your players left everything out there, and it felt like there was a new energy to them. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we've had some disappointments, no question. And I think they wanted to make sure they put in the performance that was worthy of, you know, what champions look like. And we didn't want to go out on a whimper for Fran, for Maren. We wanted to make sure it was a game to remember for the fans.
You've spoken before about how much fight they've got. I was reading the programme notes, and the players were saying themselves they want to fight tooth and nail if they've got any chance to put 8 goals. What a marker.
I mean, what's the chances of that? If you'd have told me at the beginning of the day Arsenal would beat City in the last 4 or 5 minutes and we'd win 8-0, what are the odds of that? But that shows you when you have belief. And I said to the players, listen, our job is to be ready. If Man City slip up, we have to be ready. And today was just another opportunity for us to get closer to something that was, you know, slipping out of our grasp, to be honest with you. So I'm super proud, because everything that Chelsea represents are days like today.
Am I right to say there was a close-up of you towards the end, and it felt, I was reading your body language, like the realisation was settling in that this was it, this was your final goodbye here?
Yeah, it's emotional, and I think I've got a lot going on thinking about it. It's tough. I've spent a third of my life doing this. This has been my home, my family. My family have been here. My son's been born here. I've had to experience my dad dying in the last year in a club that has been my entire heart. So I think it's felt strange for me the last couple of months, like on a number of levels, but I'm grateful. Like, I look out tonight, I see these fans, I feel the love. And I feel the love for the team, and that's all I've ever really wanted.
Big banner over there, and it says, "In Emma we trust," but it feels like that trust goes both ways.
These are my people. This is my community. I'd go to war with them, and we have done, and I wouldn't change a single day, and I'm grateful to be given the honour to be the manager of this team.
I know a lot of things stay private, but you did give a note, and it was quite funny actually because there was some confusion, and then there was a big huddle and everyone was reading this note. Just for all the Chelsea fans watching, what was on that note?
I went to 2 up top and a diamond in midfield, so it was just positions. And I felt it worked. So there was the difference, bringing Kat into the game. Listen, the group in the first half did their job, put us in a great, but second half I thought we were scintillating. That I've been waiting to see that for a bit. And Guru Ryan, wow, what a performance from her.
And what timing for her to get her first hat-trick, then go on to get 4 goals. But it was that hunger, it was her just keep getting the ball out the net. And there wasn't much celebration of goals either because of that ruthlessness, I think.
You know, this is conversation probably for another time, but this is a team there's a lot of transition happening. So to be competing at the top end with transition hasn't always been perfect. Some have to learn how to become winners, a lot of younger players. But we needed something like that from Guru tonight. I think she desperately wants to produce that, but we needed something from a senior player tonight, and she certainly led the way with that.
Thank you, Emma. Enjoy that send-off.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Well, that send-off will begin in the next few moments. Reminder, this, if you didn't already know, you've been playing bingo, this is their final home game at Kingsmeadow. And for Emma Hayes, a third of her life, she talks about, when you hear it like that, you can understand all these emotions.
It does feel emotional here tonight, and when she goes through what she's been through as a human being, from the birth of her son and all the journey that she has been here, and everyone that's been there around her to support in those times, to be fair. So, and I don't think another place or another stadium could have replicated an 8-0 victory here today. I think it was meant to happen here, and I know there's going to be, I don't know, is it called a ceremony? I don't know what
Guard of honour.
I don't know. But yeah, look, I thought that was a genuine interview and told her about the journey that she's been through here with the club.
She talks about this being a family, from the fans in the stands to those behind the scenes at the club to the players out on this pitch. If you wonder why we're building up so much tonight, it has been very much a part not just of Emma Hayes' life, but of the legacy of the WSL. Emma Hayes, the most distinguished manager when it comes to trophies within this league. So tonight they're going to pay tribute here at Kingsmeadow to their manager, Emma Hayes. But it's not just about Emma Hayes, it's about Fran Kirby and Maren Mjelde, who for tonight, this was their last outing in a Chelsea shirt at here, their home. So behind us, in just a few moments, Chelsea players, dignitaries will form a guard of honour and welcome onto the pitch those players that have formed so much of the history of the past few years here at Chelsea, before Emma Hayes will follow them out onto the pitch. This is a special moment for Maren Mjelde. We've seen the interview this week, the emotion outpouring about how this club meant the highest and the lowest of days, but her pride in representing that Chelsea badge. We will now hear inside the stadium as they welcome onto the pitch Maren Mjelde, followed by Fran Kirby.
Please give a warm welcome to the person that has won 5 WSL Cups, 4 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, and 1 Community Shield. And she is a wonderful person as well. Please, Kingsmeadow, make some noise for the one and only Maren Mjelde.
Her teammates welcome her out onto the pitch, and Maren Mjelde takes rightfully the applause here at Kingsmeadow. She has been the heart, as Emma Hayes said, sometimes understated, sometimes not given the amount of love that her performances deserve. She walks out onto the pitch. In the stands, we can see just her shirt being held aloft.
Maren is now being presented with a commemorative shirt by Paul Green.
So still 2 more games for Maren Mjelde to play in this Chelsea shirt, but tonight all about embracing her home for so much of her footballing career. And a chance for Mariota to address the crowd.
Maren, as you can probably tell from around the ground, there is a lot of love for you here. And can I say, you're one of my faves to interview as well, but not about me today. How special is it to play your final match here at Kingsmeadow, and how special has it been to represent Chelsea FC women?
Yeah, that's even hard to explain. Coming here in 2017 was a dream. We've done so many cool, good things together, and it started at Staines for me, and then we went to Kingsmeadow. My first game at Kingsmeadow was against Bristol, and my last game is against Bristol as well, at Kingsmeadow.
And the fans mean everything to you, don't they? They are pretty much the lifeblood. They give you the energy, they give you the desire and the drive to move forward. How special has it been, and how important has it been for the team to lift those trophies and have the fans behind you every step of the way?
It's been wonderful to see how the fan base has just grown and grown. We had a sellout at Stamford Bridge recently. We sell out Kingsmeadow every time. Kingsmeadow is our fourth, and this is where it's not easy to come here. So it's good every time we step on the pitch here, and the support from all of you has been amazing, and I will always remember it.
Well, Maren, so much. I'm loving the noise. Maren, we wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your service to this amazing club. And don't be a stranger, all right? Kingsmeadow, everybody please make some noise for the wonderful Maren Mielder.
We are so used to seeing players say goodbye, and if you wonder why we're hyping up tonight, because there's a player that's won 10 major trophies for this team, a team who over recent years, over the decade, have really dominated women's football. One player who's been key to that is Fran Kirby.
Now this person, I would say, epitomises the journey that this club has been on for a few years now. We have watched her grow into not just a fantastic player, but a fantastic person as well. And she has been very open about her journey and has scored lots of goals, not just for the club, for her country, England, as well. And she is someone, like Maren, who represents the club every time she pulls on the blue shirt. She is the club's leading goal scorer with 115 goals, the most home goals scored under Emma Hayes. 4 FA Cups, 5 WSL titles, 2 League Cups, 1 Community Shield, the UEFA Women's Championship in 2022. Twice she has been the Football Writers Association's Player of the Year, and twice she's been the Players' Player of the Year. Kingsmeadow, make some noise for the one, the only, Super Fran Kirby! And Fran Kirby making her way out to the centre spot. We talk about Chelsea dominance over the last few years. Fran Kirby has popped up when that goal's been needed and helped drive them forward to these titles. And once again, Fran Kirby at number 14. That means so much to her. On the back by Paul Green, everybody. In memory of her mum, Fran Kirby's talked about growing from a girl to a woman at this club and being part of the Chelsea family. We couldn't let you go without speaking to you and Maren, of course. In my introduction, I talked about, I was thinking about it on the car journey here. I was thinking, yeah, you are somebody that pretty much epitomises what this club has gone through over the last few years to become this titan that it is. And I talk about representing the club, representing the fans. In your video, you talked about you hope that the fans are proud of you. I think it's fair to say that they are, Fran.
Thank you.
What message? They're never going to stop singing, are they? We'll continue. I know it's probably a little bit difficult, but how would you sum up your time here at the club?
It's been an absolute hell of a journey. I've loved every minute of it, and I couldn't have asked to have played with some amazing players, both over there and who I've played with previously, who have helped build this club into what it is. And it's an absolute privilege that I was able to be a part of that. And I'm super proud of everything, obviously, I have achieved, but also in terms of everyone who's contributed to where we are today. And as you said, the monster that we have become over the last few years. So.
And who would have thought the journey that you've been on, I mean, the list of honours that you have, could you have ever dreamed, and it's not even, you know, this is just a new chapter in your life. Could you ever dreamed of being that young girl all those years ago, thinking of what you've achieved? Could you have ever thought of that?
Absolutely not. I think, obviously, when I joined the club, I knew the ambitions. I knew what the drive was, but I never believed that we would have won as much as we had. And for me, it's just been an absolute privilege and honour to be here and be able to contribute as much as I have. And for me, it's always been about winning at this club. I've always wanted to win. I still want to win. And I think everyone can see how much we all put in every single day. And obviously, putting a performance like that after the result earlier.
And also with your team as well, the squad, the players that you've played with, the friendships that you made, that will continue on, won't it, even though you are leaving us?
Absolutely. Obviously, you know, I said in my video I've made some friendships for life, and I've met some incredible people, incredible footballers, and yeah, there's definitely no way the girls are going to get rid of me. I'll be following them for sure, and yeah, I mean, it's been some of the most amazing moments of my career and my life.
Well, Fran, like Maren, we wish you all the best. We are right behind you as ever. You have won so many hearts with what you've achieved, and we have no doubt you're going to achieve even more. Don't be a stranger.
Thank you very much, and thank you, everyone.
Everyone, make some noise for the most amazing Fran Kirby.
Marie Batson with the questions. I think she called them Frans in the end, and that's probably the right word.
Yes, let's get some
Super Fran Kirby, as she's known around these parts. Proper Chelsea, Izzy Christensen.
Yeah, just an absolute privilege to have played with her for England, and hated playing against her. But what a player, and it's so nice to see this reception that she's had from the fans.
If you are just joining us, Chelsea have won 8-0 against Bristol City, but tonight about saying farewell to some Chelsea legends here at Kingsmeadow and a final home game, not just for those two players, but for their manager, Emma Hayes.
Manager in WSL history. The manager of the season 5 times. The FIFA World Coach of the Year in 2021. 6 WSL titles, 5 Women's FA Cups, 2 FA Women's League Cup, and a Women's Community Shield as well. She is someone that has not only pushed this club to be the titan that it is today, but she has made a huge mark in women's football, not just here, but internationally as well. Please be upstanding for the one and only Emma Hayes. So everybody, thank you for coming. Thank you for everything, Emma. So rather than you and I are going to be having a little bit of a chat, and by the way, this is the first of many celebrations that are going to be happening as we head into the end of the season. I feel like there is something that you'd like to say.
Yes, there is, and as you can well imagine, it's extremely difficult for me to speak. So I have a letter to the fans that I want to play to you.
As I sit down to write this letter to you all, I don't quite know where to begin or how I feel. There's sadness, of course, and in a few short weeks this will all be coming to an end. But every time I think about you, about what we have achieved over the last 12 years together, I can't help but smile, because you made the experience, this journey that we have been on, far greater than you will ever know. There is nothing more special than the love between the team and its supporters, and I can't ever thank you enough for what you've given us over the years. I think back to those humble beginnings at Staines. Wheatsheaf Park might seem like a million miles away from what we've built at Kings Meadow. To me, it was the start of something magical. A small but dedicated home fan base quickly became a small travelling army. Those chants we heard at Wheatsheaf Park soon started popping up at Donny, then Birmingham, Manchester, wherever. You know, I did everything I possibly could to make it the best experience for you, pushing the club to put on buses, even funding trips myself over the years, and plying you with wine gums and mints to keep you sugared up. More than that, I wanted to provide you a team that's reflective of you, a diverse group that we can all see ourselves in. One that is proud to represent a badge, that will run into a brick walls for each other and do anything to achieve success, because that's what you would do for us. We've created so many magical memories together, from the first FA Cup win at Wembley, quickly followed by our first WSL title at Staines, to those early Champions League trips. Something special was building, and it's just gone on from there. Honestly, there's too many highlights for me to list. When I think of the journey we've been on, I cannot imagine what it would have been like without you. We had a taste of that during COVID, and football just wasn't the same. I feel sad that you weren't able to be with us for the Champions League semi-final win over Bayern Munich, and I honestly believe it would have been a different experience if you'd have been there with us in the final. To come out on the other side of that with an FA Cup final at Wembley against Arsenal, on a cold afternoon in December, and being together again is something that will always live with me. I love that you created a community for yourselves, starting at Wheatsheaf Park and then on to Kings Meadow, which has become like a fortress because of you, and now Stamford Bridge. As we've grown, so have you. Wherever we go, you're there with us in huge numbers, developing your own memories and supporting the team across the country and Europe, over land and sea, and Leicester. You've been amazing to our players throughout that time, and I know you're going to keep creating memories together long after I've gone. I want to thank you for all the songs, which kept me going so many times on the bench. I especially want to thank you in those losing moments, which fortunately there haven't been too many of. I always heard you, always. You show your appreciation for the team, no matter the scoreline or how the game has gone. That's what true fans are. You're the lifeblood of this club, the heartbeat. And I think you've been the envy of the entire league with the support you've given the team. I look forward to being one of you at some point, with Harry alongside me. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for making this the experience of a lifetime.
Emma, thank you for that. I think that's brilliant. Thank you for sharing that with us. Being here, last home game at Kings Meadow in front of these amazing fans, what would you like to say to everybody here tonight with Harry?
Well, first of all, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. I heard that little laughter in the corner. I want to say a big thank you to all of the people off of the pitch. You know, as a manager, I get to stand here in the good moments, and you receive a lot of attention in both directions. Trust you me, when it's crap, you get it the other way too. Trust me, I've felt that the last 2 months. No matter what, I want to say a big thank you to other people that will also be leaving this club, you know, from Stuart Searle, who's been here for 20 odd years. To someone who's had to listen to me for more than 20 years, Denise Reddy. To Bart Kohlberg, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, Bart. I've tried so hard to get that Belgian pronunciation right over the years. He's a detailed, diligent warrior. Thank you, Bart. And for Cam and Ferdia. And trust you me, that there are so many people in the background that do so much work, so it goes beyond them. I think, you know, it'd be remiss for me to not mention, like, my work husband, Paul Green, who has... And everybody else, that's medical, that's performance. And you know what, I think about this every day. The people who come here and greet us at Kings Meadow, whether they've looked after my family or the players or the fans, everybody who works at this stadium, it's been a labour of love, and I want to thank you for your kindness and your hospitality. But let me be clear, it's not fucking over. Sorry, Harry. And there is no time for sentimentality. All work drinks are cancelled. There's a title to be won. And you know what? That group of players, I've been here 12 years, no matter what, with a group of people driving standards. This group taught me something so special this week, that you never ever give up, and this is what it means to be Chelsea. So before I go, guess what? We need to win at Tottenham, so you better buy tickets Because we need every one of you if we stand a chance of winning the title. I love you. Thank you so much. And Fran, Maren, legends. They should be imprinted on the top of the wall.
Kingsmeadow, as Emma Hayes has been very clear, the journey is not over yet. The title is still to be won, so make some noise one final time here at Kingsmeadow for your wonderful manager, Emma Hayes!
The ever unpredictable Emma Hayes. We, of course, apologise for the language you heard in that final speech. Simply the best rings out around Kingsmeadow. The most successful manager in WSL history leaves the stage. Izzy Christensen, we all remember well Sir Alex Ferguson and his farewell. Emma Hayes, she just upped the stakes.
Yeah, I think she's done what she's done her whole managerial career, which is set new standards. Certainly something to follow, I'm sure.
When those maybe sat at home, when there's a title race still to be won, as so clearly underlined by Emma Hayes just there, Karen, ask why the fanfare now? Why the say goodbye now to Kingsmeadow? Why now showing all these speeches and these moments? It's because the WSL would not be in the stage it is at now without Emma Hayes, without Fran Kirby, without Maren Melder, would it?
I think for Emma Hayes, for however long she's been in women's football, people would say she's a figurehead, and you can't deny that. So this is her final game at Kingsmeadow, and the club wanted to pay tribute to her. And I think everyone in women's football that is probably in the stadium is doing the same. That's here today. So, and Maren and Fran, the club have paid respect to them, because you know what, as a retired player, it's not every player gets that. And to go off on a positive note, clubs should do that, and I have a lot of respect for that, because a lot of people are pushed out the door, and I hope that Steph Horton gets her send-off as well, that she absolutely deserves as well, because they're legends, and the women's game wouldn't be where it is without some amazing people. So not everyone gets that, but they deserve it.
So often we say the women's game, rightly as Karen just said there, wouldn't be the same, but actually football wouldn't be the same without Emma Hayes. She's challenged views, at times been challenging herself, but she has changed the shape of it.
She has, and she's gained the respect from every single football coach around the world, be it male or female. Messages from Pep Guardiola in the pre-match videos of messages around what she's done in her career. She had a phone call from Alex Ferguson once, I believe. You know, she has that respect, and she's just set a completely new level of what it's like to win. And she alluded to it then in her speech, and what an inspiration.
OK, we'll get more reflections from here at Kingsmeadow tonight. On the pitch, Chelsea with an 8-0 win over Bristol City to really set that earth moving in the title race. We will celebrate the Queens of Kingsmeadow next. With her son by her side, her family of fans in the ground and on the pitch, Emma Hayes said goodbye to Kingsmeadow tonight. The embrace of the fans met with the embrace of the players too. Millie Bright right at the end and here with us now. Millie, that moment there, how special was that for you, the whole of tonight?
God, I know it's been an emotional roller coaster. We're up and we're down. Yeah, listen, this night stands for more than just us racing for the title. It's for Emma, it's for Maren, it's for Fran, the rest of the staff that are departing. As Kaz always knows, this team is more than just a team, it's a family, friendships for life, and yeah, we play for absolutely every single individual staff and player in this environment. So yeah, really proud of the comeback. I think most of the country wrote us off, but it's not over till it's over, and yeah, just so proud of this team.
Your own manager, I think, last week wrote you off, didn't she?
Hey, mind games, it's all about the mind games.
Yeah, we thought it might be, and we also said after tonight's result, there's no other team in the country that could have pulled off that 8-0. That belief, that heart, that desire, that hunger. Do you believe that too?
I don't know, the WSL, it's full of quality. I think we've seen this season more than ever, the competitiveness is through the roof, and you know, anything can happen in any game against any opponent. So it's, you know, we don't take any team lightly, but we knew tonight was an opportunity for sure if we were on our A game, especially after some defeats that we've not been happy with. We certainly believe in ourselves, and we believe that we have the quality to push on and beat any team when we're at our top. But yeah, we knew tonight we needed goals, and I thought we executed our plan, yeah, perfectly.
Millie, how are you? Because you've obviously missed a huge chunk of the season, but how are you physically, and what was it like to be back out? Is that your first 90?
Yeah, first 90 since obviously I had my knee injury. So yeah, amazing to be back out there. And listen, moments like this, it's mind over matter. You have to push through the gritty bits, and yeah, I certainly wouldn't say I'm at my peak fitness, but you got to dig deep. It's all about the team, and team trumps anything. So yeah, just got to keep pushing. But I feel great in myself. It's nice to be back out there with the girls and feel like I can contribute finally.
Millie, the time between Manchester City and Arsenal's game finishing to this starting, talk us through what was going on in your dressing room.
Oh God, I think we just have to keep everyone calm, but I think everyone came in with that extra bit of energy. Listen, it was out of our controls coming into this, and then all of a sudden we're back in the game, and we've been given a lucky opportunity to get ourselves back into it. So I think we had the extra boost, but also we knew this was a special day besides the title for many reasons. So yeah, again, the professionalism of this group, and to keep digging and to keep fighting when everyone pushes you down, second to none.
You mentioned Maren and Fran. What do they mean to you and to that group?
God, everything. They've been a massive part of this team, and they've been a core part of this team and the success that we've had over the seasons. Instrumental players, but people in the dressing room, big characters. Fran, absolute born winner. You need that quality on the ball. Maren, just a born leader. Again, quality on the ball, but always keeping the team together. And they've been a big part of that glue in the group when we've hit our hardest moments. And especially Fran, she's experienced everything with this team and this club. So yeah, it's I always think it's hard when you lose characters like that to adjust and fill the holes once they've gone. But we're so proud of them, and yeah, we wish them the absolute best moving forward.
Going back into this title race now, there's 2 games left. Got 10 days now between tonight and you play Spurs.
Yeah.
I think it's on the 15th of May. Talk us through, would you rather just get going again
Absolutely,
in 3 days' time, or are you grateful for that 10 days rest? What's the kind of feeling about it?
I think for us, we're used to having games every 2-3 days, and you do get that momentum. So yeah, I think as a group we'd prefer just to be days rest, get back on the pitch and get going again. But also it gives us that time to reboost. I think it's been an exhausting period for the whole group, so I think we'll make sure that we're fit, fresh and fighting, ready to go, and we've got a couple of days where we can really push on the pitch as well and make sure that we'll certainly be fighting till the end, that is for sure.
Trophies, Millie, can mean everything. You can judge a person on trophies, but we're standing in a stadium that essentially, she didn't build it brick by brick, Emma Hayes, but this is in the mould of what she wanted. What will it mean tonight for this stadium saying goodbye to her, and what legacy she leaves here?
Emma's built this. She hasn't built it by hand, but she's built this atmosphere, she's built the fan base. Right from Staines all the way to here, I think everywhere she goes, she is a winner. I think she, firstly, is a human being that cares a lot about everyone around her, and that is the biggest thing at Chelsea. She looks after every single person, and that's why it is a family. But she has literally built Chelsea, and I always say the legacy of Chelsea is Emma Hayes. So yeah, I can't really put it any better than that.
I'm sure she'd demand you back in that dressing room, so we're going to let you go. Millie, thanks so much for your time. Well done tonight.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Lovely
I'll take that off you.
Thank you.
You can have that. I was going to say walk. Look at that.
And after her first 90 minutes as well, she's off.
She needs to be careful, she'll have cooled down.
Still going. Yeah, exactly. If that's her not fit, then blimey. Right, let's have a little look at that run-in then. Millie spoke about it. We heard Emma Hayes use some quite fruity language about what it would mean for the final couple of matches. So this is what it means then. Manchester City, yes, in pole position. And that is the key point to emphasise. They have got to shake off, Izzy, what happened today, that defeat to Arsenal, because they're still top of the table, but they have seen that goal difference disappear. They go to Aston Villa on the final day of the season. It's the FA Cup this weekend when Spurs play Manchester United, then Chelsea face Spurs away and Manchester United away. Stood here tonight, Izzy, has that swung back in favour of Chelsea?
It has, yeah. However, I do think there's a lot of interest in that final game against Manchester United for Chelsea at Old Trafford. I think we've said it's going to come down to the wire, and I think the Tottenham fixture for Chelsea midweek, 3 days before that Manchester United game, it'll be very interesting to see how Spurs play. We've seen a lot of quality from them this season. However, coming off the back of an FA Cup final, whether they win or lose in that game, it's going to take a lot out of those players because it's a new occasion for them. It's not something that Tottenham have experienced before, being in an FA Cup final. It'll be overwhelming. How are they then going to recover from that, be good or bad result, to then go and play Chelsea, who are now they're feeling it, now they're cooking. Very interesting final day, I think, final day.
Football's simple, just got to score more goals than the opposition. That's what it will be on the final day.
Yeah, and I was just thinking what motorway where we'll be going, Caroline. I was trying to work how far up the M6
we're getting your helicopter out.
So, yeah, look, it's title race is on. Honestly, the ups and you called it in comms the other day. It's just like that all the time, isn't it? So, see what happens at Spurs, see which way it goes, and then we'll figure out the motorway route, right?
Yeah, well, because you've got to dismiss then, or you are dismissing, Aston Villa or Manchester United from this equation. They're not going to be there saying, come on, score as many as you like. We've seen Aston Villa put a run of form together of late as well, and Carla Ward's final match as Villa manager.
Well, look, if we've seen anything what's happened here when your manager's leaving and it's at home, you never know what's going to happen. But I do think that's another game away. I do think that from a Chelsea's perspective, it's all eyes on Tottenham. And then we go again on the final day, that final game.
You know what's really interesting? Aston Villa beat Manchester City at Villa Park last season. First game of the season, I think it was.
You just want to dangle that one in?
Just chucking it in there.
And then there's Manchester United, who we know, FA Cup semi-finals.
They've just beaten Chelsea. They know what it feels like. So, yeah, Karen said we're going to have to pick a motorway.
Don't say we don't deliver. All the drama will be with us on Sky Sports. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Before then, there's another title race going on. Have you heard? Rangers Celtic as well, just as important tomorrow. Join us from 11:30 on Sky Sports Football. We've got a couple of key matches in the playoff semi-finals. First legs coming to you from League Two. Then Monday night football in the Premier League. Crystal Palace against a certain Manchester United. What a way for Kingsmeadow to say goodbye. So many special nights have been had here for Chelsea and for Emma Hayes. It's goodbye to Emma Hayes from here, to Fran Kirby, to Maren Mjelde, but not those title hopes after yet another hazy day. Good night.
Sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you.
My name's Emma. I'm the manager. If I will be involved with this football club, I'm pretty certain I'll be challenging for those titles moving forward.
Chelsea are champions again.
My goal has always been what I leave behind when I go. The foundations are there. To be honest with you, The Force Awakens, London is blue, and when the third goal went in, I was simply purring.
What have you done, Sam Kerr?
You'll find me tomorrow in North London on a park bench with a bottle of gin. I think only when my career's done will I reflect on what we've achieved.
Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But you've got the love I need to see me through.
Sky Sports Football. Feel it all.